Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning. Thank you for coming back and tuning in and joining us on this, as I say, Tuesday evening here in the UK. It is 6 o'clock or 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. We're going to have a bit of a party. We had launch day earlier on, and now we're going to have launch party. That's what we all know as of now when it comes to a Tuesday here at Crafters TV. If you are relatively new to us, maybe you are new to us because you've been watching Jamie from Creative Expressions throughout today. It's so lovely to have your company. My name's Craig Laird. Usually you'll find me on the opposite side doing the demonstrations, but as Crafters TV continues to grow, we're all doing a little bit of a helping hand, doing a little bit presenting, which, going by your lovely comment for myself, but with Debbie Fisher earlier today, Corinne over the weekend, it's lovely to see those lovely comments and how much you're enjoying the mix up that little bit extra. So thank you so much. But here we go. As we're on Tuesday, something changed yesterday. Our schedule. Not too much, but what I do have to say, and I do want to reiterate this because I've seen the comments, I've seen the emails as well over and over again. Many of you just saying, maybe the time of wake-up call was just a little bit too early. What you were finding, you were always tending to miss the start of it. So what the team done, they got together and thought, right, what suits you guys? Suits you guys is the most important thing, but if it suits you, then what suits us? So what we've done is we have moved the morning show to start an hour later. So it's only 2 hours now. We've done away with Craft, Chat and Create. What we want to do is we want to solely keep it on Wake Up Call. So we're previewing the shows and the products throughout today on Crafters TV. So therefore, what we are now doing as of yesterday, Monday to Friday, we're going to be live for 2 hours, starting off at 11 a.m. here in the UK, 6 a.m. Eastern Time or 3 a.m. Pacific Time. That's the change. Nothing else changes when it comes to the shows later on. They're exactly the same, 2 o'clock here in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time. And then the final show of the day of Crafters TV, 6 o'clock here in the UK, which is the one you're watching right now, 1 p.m. Eastern Time and 10 a.m. Pacific Time. So that is the shows for Monday to Friday. But for the weekend, nothing changes. It all stays exactly the same. So let's have a look at that and see what we're going to be doing over the weekends. And that is 12 noon here in the UK, 7 a.m. Eastern Time or 4 a.m. Pacific Time. Going into the mid-show, which is 3 o'clock here in the UK, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific Time. And then the final show of the day of Crafters TV on the weekend is, of course, 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 p.m. Eastern Time or 11 a.m. Pacific Time. These are for Saturdays and Sundays. So not a big change, but it's a little change that you guys have asked for. And if I'm honest with you, we get an extra hour before we have to kind of get set up. Or the professional side of me, and Debbie will be laughing here, we get an extra hour to set up. Now, do you want to get your hands on some of the products that we've been showcasing today between myself and Debbie Fisher and Debby Robinson and Jamie? Head across to our website. What we've also done as well, we have made it even easier for you. If you go across onto our website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu, you will see our current live show that is going on right now. So on your screen there, you can see at the right-hand side, we've got Launch Party. You can be pressing play and watching us live from our website. Underneath, you've got two options. On the right-hand side, you've got Schedule, but on the left-hand side, you've got a relatively slightly new button that you could press, and that is Shop the Day. We've done away with Shop the Show because, well, sometimes you maybe wanted something from Wake Up Call, you wanted something from Launch Party, and you were having to go into all the different shows. Not a big deal, but we made it even easier for you. So you go into Shop the Day, and everything that we feature here on Crafters TV throughout the day, whether it's our products, whether of course it is then our friends coming along, such as Jamie and Creative Expressions, everything that we showcase is on Shop the Day. So that's the best place for you to go for that one. And then while you're there, it's Tuesday, so something that you might be familiar with, those that watch us on a daily basis, is £10, $10, €10 Tuesday. So go across onto the website, same website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au, and you can select a number of products where you're going to be paying, wait for this, Debbie, can you guess how much they'll be paying for these selective products?
Would that be £10?
Maybe.
$10?
Maybe.
€10.
Ding, ding, ding. We've got a winner. Absolutely. All of you guys here in the UK, the US of A and Europe, you can then be getting selected products across on our website for those current prices. £10, $10, €10, but only for a Tuesday. Yeah, get in quick. Now, let's go into tonight's show here on launch day. At first I could not believe we still had them in stock, and then Georgina told me just in between the shows they actually did sell out, which I'm not surprised. However, we managed to get some stock in over the weekend and we've still got some remaining. So do you know what? I had the opportunity to spend 3 hours going over about these beauts earlier on last week on Friday. So I'm not going to say any more. Let's head across to Debbie because she loves these ones, so she can tell us all about them.
Absolutely. Not just love them, I adore them, but I want to show you what's coming up in the show. Not just these animals with attitude. I'm going to show you everything else. And plus, Craig might be sneaky peeking, showing you something later on as well. So I'm going to start with the animals with attitude. They really, really do have a lot of attitude. My God, I think these are my favourite stamps we've launched in a very, very long time. So this is one of those gorgeous animals with attitude. Look at him. It looks like he's got attitude with head tilted to one side and his little shades on. But they're absolutely super fun, super cute, and I know you're going to love them if you don't already. Now, we did have earlier on, we had our ribbon threading creator card dies, and we did have a talk to our lovely producer Georgina, and she said yes, of course we can have them in the launch party as well. So we've got these. If you missed the earlier launch party show, then we've got launch day show. We've got them in the launch party for you as well. Oh my days, a mixture of all sorts we've got. Now, I got to work with these just quite recently. Oh my God, I love Edgeables, and these are probably some of the finest Edgeables that we've done in a long time. These are the Grande Edgeables, or the Grande Edgeables. Absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to probably do something quite similar with one of my demos later on. We've also got, now I love the Nitwit collection, and this one is the Homebody collection, which is just absolutely beautiful. I've picked this one because I think Jan's done a stunning job using elements from the paper pads, from the topper sheets, but there's all sorts in there. We've got flower forming foam dies in there, we've got flower forming foam, we've got dies, we've got embossing folders. I'm trying to think of all the other things on top of my head. There's absolutely a ton of beautiful things. Normally, predominantly an online digital company, but we are working collaboration with the guys at Nitwit, and this is their one of their latest collections, I'm going to say, which is just absolutely beautiful. It's the Homebody collection as well. So we've got a lot coming up in the show. Plus, I did say that he might be sneakily peeking, showing you something, because have you seen Paperpad?
Oh yeah.
It's like, me and producer Georgina talking earlier. You know that I've got a favourite paper pad, which I said was my favourite. Stop press. Not anymore, because we've got something brand new that we're going to give you a little sneaky peek and a little taste later on. So, I'm going to get ready for the first demo. Animals with attitude.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'll get ready for that. Back over to you, Craig.
Perfect. Thank you for that one, Debbie. Right, very quickly. So we've got Marilyn, we've got Suzanne, we've got Linda, we've got LQ, Evelyn, Kathy, Kimberly, Sharon are all saying hello. Bethan is saying hello. Marcel is saying hello. Bev is saying hello as well. So lovely to have your comments. I want to get your comments read out first and foremost, right at the very start. But now what we can do is we can say a huge hello for the final time of this visit. But however, we still have that full hour to go from Creative Expressions. It is, of course, the one that only, the absolute multi-talented guy. Been so excited here presenting with him today, and that's Jamie. Evening, Jamie.
Good evening. Such lovely introductions. I might just stay here.
Stay here. You can stay.
I might just stay. So today we're going to be looking at our Teabag folding collection. So these are some of the cards I'm hoping to share with you. So we have our pointy petals design used on this card here. We've got some circle designs we're going to be sharing with you. We also have some pixie sparkles that I'm going to hopefully get to show you a little bit more of as we go through the show as well. Just giving us that lovely shimmer and glaze you're seeing on this one. Or we could use our teabag folding elements to create photo corners, or maybe even mini medallions like this one, because I have a bit of a tendency to go for big cards. But there's no reason why we can't use them on mini ones as well.
Oh, wow. Isn't that absolutely phenomenal? So around about 7 o'clock here in the UK, so 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, we're going to see Jamie for that full hour. And I must after a personal favour, Jamie, next time you speak to Sue or you contact Sue, can you just tell her I said hi?
Absolutely.
She won't remember me.
That's no problem at all.
That would be, Sue Wilson. Wow, incredible. But yeah, we're going to be seeing Jamie for a full hour just shortly as well, and everything that he's got with him. Here we go. Right, let's have a look at these, which were ridiculously busy on Friday. So this is a back in stock. Could not believe we managed to get some. I think we actually maybe pinched some from elsewhere to put them on our show, but I didn't say that. Anyway, the fact is, you guys get the opportunity to get your hands on them. As you can see right there, back in stock. We got them back in over the weekend. This is a Crafter's Companion, Animals with Attitude. This is the stamp collection with 68 elements. Everything I'm away to show you now, you get for $29.94 or $41.70. If you're platinum, that comes down to $23.95 or $33.36. So this is what you're going to be getting. We have got the panda. Now, within most of them, you're going to get 3 different images, all relating to said animal. For instance, this one, the panda. But you've got great quirky sentiments as well. I love you more than bamboo, party time, time to boogie, you are panda-stick, pandas, panda, no, I have to watch, that's going to come out so wrong. Pandastic. It's like, you know that song, Boombastic.
Boombastic. Yeah, I like that one.
That one. Yeah. I'm not singing that bit, Georgina. So you've got them as well as a few other things. If you're wanting to know what I was on about, just go onto Apple or Spotify or anything like that. Don't know what it's called, but anyway, it's not the point. We've got Great Minds Drink Alike, and we've got Drink, Dance, Sleep, Repeat. So that is your pandas. Then we're going to go into that super cool zebra, and these are fun. You can have a play with them, do your masking techniques. You know, if you've got your Pebeo drawn gums, or you've got your masking sheets, and you could create a whole zoo, a whole Noah's Ark of them if you want to. Who would have thought saying Noah's Ark was such a mouthful to say? We've got Wild Thing, that would definitely be for Debbie. Then you've got the stripes to my zebra. You've got Simply Wild About You, Be Awesome, and Happy Birthday Dude. I love that one with the sunglasses there.
I love the fact that he's poking his tongue out and you can almost hear him going.
Yeah, exactly.
You can hear him doing it.
It's like blowing a little raspberry. But then what me and Corinne were finding on Friday is the more you look at them, you start to see different images. We'd pretty much gone through the whole 3-hour show. This was the last one I demoed, and it was only the gallery and Corinne that realised that this zebra's actually got or eaten some flowers in its mouth. When you look really close up, and that's what you start to see. Instantly you see that animal with attitude, but then you start to see other bits, other character bits within the images themselves. This one, isn't this absolutely fab? This was one of the finished samples Debbie was showing you right at the start there. You've got the giraffe here, so you've got the 2 images here, sizable stamps. You've got another birthday, are you having a giraffe? Standing tall and shine, be brave. Stick your neck out. Then we've also got reach for the skies, it's been too long, it's been too long. So you could be using them ones. These ones here, you'll be able to mix and match certain sentiments when it comes to each individual animal. But we've got the little elephant there. So we've got the elephant just lying, it's zonked out, it's tired after a long day crafting. We've got our other one, obviously you would then be stamping it that way. But you've got your elephant spraying with the water. You can then be going, I know of course we're past Valentine's Day, but anniversary, special occasions you could be doing. We've got huge birthday wishes, make a splash, live your best life, I love you a ton, and worry less, sleep more. Then we're also going to be giving you the sloth. Now within this one here, you've got your 3 images within the sloth that you can then be doing different styles, different concepts, maybe just bring in your nesting dies. That's all that you need to do. Maybe you'll get some of Sue Wilson's nesting dies. Don't need to do much at all with them. Then we've got the camel as well, 3 different images, so you can again have that creative play. You can have them depth, standing, you know, further in the background, some at the foreground. That's up to you, but you've got your different sentiments to work with them. Then we've got the flamingo, where you've got 3 separate images too, so you could do a little bits of fussy cutting if you want. That's entirely up to you, but very simple. Stamp onto your Nina colour with your alcohol, or even onto your white multi-purpose card, and start to create concepts, boxes, projects if you want. Last but by no means least, you've got the llama as well. So once again, 3 different images when it comes to the llamas here, lots of different sentiments. Many of them are a play on the character themselves. However, many of them you will be able to mix and match throughout different animals that you're seeing throughout that set. That full set there being Crafter's Companion, Animals with Attitude Stamp Collection, 68 elements in total, which I just showed you there, $29.94 or $41.70. It does work out, you've got your saving of 25%. They did launch just on the 1st of April there. $23.95 platinum, $33.36 platinum. Head across to our website, shop the day. That's where you need to go. I'm going to be quiet now because we're going to see what Debbie's going to be doing with them.
Oh, well, they are honestly fabulous stamps. Acrylic clear stamps, nice crisp stamping. All you need to do is make sure you've got a good stamping platform, whether it be, I've got the 8x8 one with the magnetic base, whether it be a rocker block. You need to make sure what it is that you're going to colour in with, to your ink choice. Because I'm using tri-blends, I am going to use our Finesse Finesse alcohol-proof ink pad, and of course I have got Nina cardstock in there as well, and the fabulous Animals with Attitude. And I did say I was going to use Reach for the Sky because I absolutely love giraffes. Behind a dog, giraffes are my other favourite animal in the whole wide world. I absolutely love them. There's something so graceful. I know they're tall and long-legged and long-necked, but there's something graceful about giraffes. But what is such great fun with these is that these are the animals with the attitude. So with his little dark specks on there, and his pokey out tongue, I just think absolutely fabulous. Again, you can almost hear him employing those raspberries, Craig. So literally, just stamp your image. I'm using the platform where I get, well, for me, get a better image, and I can go back in if I've missed anywhere as well, which is our 8x8 stamping platform. So if I've missed areas, I can just go back in and restamp, and that's why I do prefer this method.
Calming, aren't they? See, if you see them at a zoo or anything, they just calmly are just either walking about or they're eating what they're needing to eat, and that they just don't seem to have a stress in the world.
No, I know.
So I think that's why they're just such a lovely animal.
Yeah, I went to Yorkshire Wildlife Park at the last weekend because it was my nephew's first birthday, and I weren't paying much attention to my animals. In fact, I was sprinting around place until I came to the giraffes, and then I stopped in my tracks because I absolutely love them. They're just so beautiful, and I just think these are great fun, lots of fun with them. And of course, then you can get your colouring mediums out and you can have a little play. I'm only going to colour a section. Of course, you can go back and watch our fabulous Craig and Corinne, who did the launch. Only this time you were the expert, weren't you, Craig? And Corinne was the presenter, So you can go back and see all the fabulous makes, and there were some fabulous makes because I did catch some of the show, Craig. Not all of it, but I caught some of it. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful makes that you did in there as well. But some great fun. And they really are a lot of fun, these animals with the attitude.
Now, Debbie's using her tri-blends there that are on Shop the Show. Head across. We'll maybe have a look at them later on, but there is a selection of tri-blends on the show that you could pop into your basket if you want. Yeah,
absolutely. And they're just one of the easiest pens to use. Personally, myself, I do love our tri-blends, which is why I tend to reach out for them. And again, I'm just going to give this a little colour, but I am going to show you the ones that I've done. Because again, I love colouring, Craig, and I really enjoy these. I think they've got a lot of space for colouring.
Absolutely.
Not massive amounts, but not too small either.
No,
Just
no.
the right, perfect size for practising your colouring techniques with them. And again, like I said, have a lot of fun, have a little play, and just get colouring. I did mention to Debbie this morning, you could be doing things with your water-based markers.
You could.
Maybe pencils, if you love colouring with pencils. I've got a Colour Me Happy show this weekend, Craig, with
have
colour
you?
blends. I haven't had them on for such a long time, so I'm right looking forward to that show. But yeah, you can use any colouring medium of choice. And I'm, like I said, I'm just going to quickly colour this because I'm going to show you the ones that I've done because they're just fabulous.
They really are.
Really good fun. And really, honestly, no wonder. I'm so pleased we've got them back in stock because when I heard that they'd sold, I'm thinking, oh, you're kidding me, I've done my demos. Planned for the show. I'm like, no. And then, lo and behold, we managed to get some more, but we got a little bit sneaky, we're not going to lie. We're not telling fibs, but
No, I
these were
know.
planned for somewhere else. And,
But we all have that feeling, don't we, when we prep our demos and that, and you pesky lot at home, you sell a product out,
yeah.
which it's not a bad thing, you know, you manage, you dive straight and you know what you want, but then we're like, oh, we've done a demo, and do you know something? And it's not even as though we've spent the time on it, it's just, we're proud of what we've done that we want to show you, and sometimes it's like, oh, I have to wait now.
Absolutely. Now, like I said, I could spend the whole of this session colouring, but I'm not. I'm going to fetch in the ones that I've used. And again, all I've done with this, Craig, is I took my little fussy cut scissors around this one. I pop him on the top. I used my ice grey. I use different colours, but I do love the ice grey because I think it just gives them a little bit of framing, especially when you're cutting them out. But look, when you add the colour, they just literally
Look at
come to
that.
life. I love him. Look at him. Just that's what he's doing. He's blowing
No,
raspberry.
yes.
He's got cheek. He's got sass. He's a little bit of, you know, a giraffe with attitude, which is just amazing. I absolutely love them. And of course, with this one, I've chosen another birthday with a question mark. Are you having a giraffe? It's my sister's birthday tomorrow.
Is it?
I had got one planned for her, which I did earlier, but I think I might give her this one. So another birthday, are you having a giraffe? And I've mounted them on some black matte cardstock and popped a couple of foam pads on the back. As I have done with my little animals, I've popped some foam pads just onto the back. I saved those and finished those later on. But I'll show you my card, because I've gone big with this one, Craig.
Have you?
I did. I told you that I've been a bit predictable today because I've been using my nesting dies ever such a lot. And I quite like this design. This particular size card, though, is quite a big one. We're talking 9 inches by 6.
Okay, oh wow.
That's a big card.
Yeah.
And I've used some of my nesting dies just to create. Now, can you see the little textured pattern at the back? One of my embossing folders in our collection. Now, I'm trying to remember which one it was from. Autumn.
Blessings?
Do you know?
Blessings?
It might be Autumn Blessings. It was in an orange pack. I think, yeah. Yeah, I think it could well be that one, the
Okay.
Autumn Blessings one. And because it was a 5x7, all I did was segregate the card.
I was about to say, if that was about 9 inches,
That's
how
out,
did you
yeah,
manage
'cause
that?
we don't have them that big, 9x6. We didn't have.
No.
So that's what I did. I just sectioned it off.
Gotcha.
And as you can see on my little flap where I put my card together, I thought it looked quite a nice idea. I thought that did,
It does.
works really well. Gives it a nice little finishing touch. So I've used our craft card. I've actually as well used some of our papers from one of our paper pads. Do you know what, Craig? Do you know where I pulled this from? A really old paper pad.
I was
And
about to
it
say.
might actually be, it was when I first started at Crafters Companion at the Chesterfield store, and we did, you'll remember because you were involved in some of the, I'm pretty sure you were involved in this. Oh, actually, when we moved over here, what was that lovely anchor one?
Oh, a
Overseas.
nautical collection.
Thank you, yes. I
Nautical.
remember you being involved with some of the shows with the nauticals.
That's right, yeah.
Yes, so it's when we started, not at Chesterfield store, sorry, when we started at the TV team, which is, I remember some of your first
Do you know
shows,
something,
weren't
Deb?
they?
It's funny you said that. That was literally a year ago on Sunday past there, when it launched, yeah.
Oh my
It came up on my memories. So it's
Oh
funny
my
you said.
goodness. That's where I got that from.
That's where that's from. There's also a white version in Sarah's Garden of Love collection.
Yeah,
And I'm totally going to get in trouble for this one.
go on then.
The next craft kit box, so the one that you get stateside, that you'll be away to get, that comes to Crafters TV just shortly. The pattern papers that are inside, they're all that style.
Are you allowed to say that? Ooh. Ooh, you might be getting into trouble now. Now, I was going to attach it to the front, but I quite like the idea of him peeking behind the window. Craig,
so
bad
cute.
lad. You look at, you've got bright red, you're going to get into trouble now. Are you allowed to say that?
I don't know, but I've said it. I've
They
said
shouldn't
it.
let you go rogue.
Too late. We'll edit this bit out in the recording.
Now, like I said, I was going to, but I quite like the idea of having them. Just so I'm going to put them on the backdrop so that when it opens up, you can see them there like so.
That's so cool.
And then I'm just going to pop there on mine now. And literally, you can make these as simplistic or as, you know, as decorative as you want, to be fair. But I absolutely love these. I adore them. And I love the play on the words. Are you having a giraffe?
Are you having a giraffe?
Means are you having a laugh? Are you having a laugh? Are you having a laugh? Who said that? Was that Anne? Oh, that was Ricky Gervais, weren't it? Are you having a laugh? One of his extras.
Extras.
Yeah. But there you go. Animals with
How
attitude.
fun is that?
Just absolutely fabulous. I adore these stamps. They are possibly one of the cutest, funniest, sassiest ones we've done in a long time. And I know from how you've been already getting your hands on them and you're loving them too. What great, look at the price on the screen. Absolutely amazing value for money to get all of those animals with attitude for that fabulous price. And look at the platinum price. Craig, that's insane. Do you know, I've not been paying attention to price until just now, mouth drop open, amazing, where you can have a lot of fun and create lots of different ones. Look at this one. Can I show you a few samples?
Of course, please do.
Move on? Some amazing, amazing things with these giraffes.
I'm glad you showed that one actually, because I actually demoed that on Friday night, and because of the quality of our stamps with the giraffe, you can you can shape the head.
Them, yeah, absolutely. Look at the zebra. I absolutely love it. The sloth, the flamingos,
They're brilliant.
The camels, and then how cute is this one? The llama, absolutely amazing. And then, of course, the fabulous elephants. I just love it, absolutely love them. Great set of stamps, great set of play on the words to give those animals with attitude that extra little, what's the word I'm looking for? Pizzazz. I love them, they're just fantastic. So I know you're going to love them too. If you haven't got them, get hold of them tonight while they're still in stock, because you never know how long these are going to hang around for this time.
Not at all. So many people saying exactly what you said as well, Debbie. Jane on YouTube is saying, hi guys, love these animals with attitude stamps. Gilmore is saying, so glad CC came out with the panda stamps, been waiting for them for a long time. Suzanne on Facebook, I've been waiting for the giraffes and sloths to arrive, excited for those to have so much fun. Just to say as well, if maybe you don't want the full lot, go across onto our website. You might just want to cherry pick a few. You can absolutely do that. So many of you actually coming in with some more comments as well. Keep them coming in. I'll make sure I keep dotting back and forwards to your comments tonight, this afternoon, for launch day. If you do want to get your hands on them, as Debbie said, a ridiculous price, even at today's price, $29.94 or $41.70. Platinum comes down to $23.95 or $33.36. I've actually got something that you could store them in. Not necessarily what they're intended to be stored in, but you can absolutely do that. So, we've got the Totally Tiffany. We have got the Store and Go. £15.98 or $19.98. Now, you're going to be saving over 30%. Platinum comes down to £12.78 or $15.98. Not bad, actually. It's quite good. How would you like another one? We can give you two of them. Tell you what, let's give you three of them. You are going to get three of them. So I've got one of them, but you will get three of these Totally Tiffany 1.5 inches. So that's the depth that we can see at the side here. Store and Go 3-pack. It is originally for your punches. You might have some of our older punches, maybe some of Tonic's punches, maybe some of Martha Stewart's punches. That's what these are designed for, but you can be storing whatever you like in them. £15.98 or $19.98. That's the today's price. So that's that one. Then how about a little bit of colouring? Maybe you want to follow the lead of what Debbie was just doing a moment ago. And we've got this fab Explorer kit within these ones here. So we have got the masterful mandalas. So this is a huge, big, advanced discovery kit. So you are basically, well, today's price for everything, I'll show you everything first of all. So you've got your 18-piece masterful mandalas. You've also got your blended mandalas. Both of these ones are all revolving around the tri-blend pens. You get your cardstock and images inside to colour, but we're going to give you a pack of your 16 sheets Nina alcohol colouring cardstock that Debbie was using a moment ago. So everything that I'm showing you there, £28.99 or $39.99. So what it works out is you pay for the advance and you're paying for your Nina cardstock, and we're going to be giving you your blended mandala 12 pack for free. So these are an absolute phenomenal deal for you. They are platinum price $23.19 or $31.99. So as I say, your advance and your cardstock you're paying for, and you're going to get your 12 pack of your blended mandalas. And I say 12 pack, that's all around your pens as well as the images you're going to be colouring. So that's that one you might want to check out or pop away for a gift. Then something else that launched on the 31st of March, and it was actually with myself and... So it was myself and it was Ben to start with, then Becky straight afterwards it was. But what can I say that Debbie hasn't already said at the start of the show when it comes to these? These are absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, fantastic. When we were saying earlier on about the ribbon threading dies, how many different things you can use them for, not just ribbon threading. I know, I'm away to shout out the foil press again. You can use them on the foil press. All the detail that you're away to see looks absolutely exquisite when foiled, but of course they are the Gemini Grande Edgeable dies. So you're going to be getting everything that I'm showing you here, which is the elegant trellis. What we're also going to be giving you is the gingham lace. Every time I see gingham, I just want to do a Nigel May and shout, yeehaw! That was like a cartoon character there, wasn't it? A Toy Story or something. We've got balloon flowers. We've also got our rose garden. So that was what that was the finished sample that Debbie showed you earlier on in that easel. Imagine starting to paper piece some of these. Now I wouldn't necessarily paper piece at all because there's some tiny bits, but even just icon elements within the rose head or flower heads, anything like that, you can absolutely be doing. You've also got your elegant daisy chains here, and then you've also got your chasing dragonflies here. So these are our Edgeables, Grande Edgeables. So then these ones here have your cutting edge on 3 sides, but on one of them there's no cutting edge, which means then it creates that really fancy Edgeable. You may have already been familiar with our Edgeable range here at Crafter's Companion. However, this is something completely different. Everything there I've showed you, £61.99 or $71.50. You get that good saving, even though they only launched on the 31st of March. Platinum price comes down to $49.59 or $57.20. If you're not in Club Inspire yet, it is free to join. If you do join, you get 20% off your first order, which means you would then be paying $49.59 or $57.70. crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu. Don't look for Shop the Show. It's not there anymore. You'll be there hovering about, just trying to find that little icon. It's now Shop the Day. That's the best place to go. Please check out the glues and the adhesives and cardstock and papers while you're there, and just pop them into your order for these essentials that you need. But what we are now going to do is we're going to have a look at these Grande Edgeables. Debbie, what is it that's just so mesmerising about these ones this time round?
Well, Edgeables are one of our top leading brands here at Crafter's Companion, because they're very versatile. Edgeables you can use across the top of your cardstock, going down the side of your cardstock, diagonal across the cardstock, around the edges of your boxes, into light-up boxes. There's tons of ways that you can use these, which is what makes them really versatile. And me as a crafter, put my crafting head on, not my craft expert head on, means that I can use these in a multitude of ways, but The lovely thing about these are big. These are Grande Edgeables, and they are quite lengthy in size. This one's been chopped down, but again, look at the beautiful detail of where you can create an edge at the front, an edge on the bottom of your easel, as well as the top. Just absolutely exquisite. But what about using them in different ways as well? Take a look at this one. I'm going to show you one in a moment, which I just had to pull out because I saw it and I was like, oh my days, showing off just how fabulous Edgeables. This one is just incredible. One of the pin tower folds. I think I've done a craft along with one of these, but it's absolutely fabulous. But take a look at that gorgeous design running down the edges of these. These are absolutely beautiful, and that's what you're going to get with these fabulous die sets. They are incredible. Got that many samples down here, Craig.
Loads, isn't there?
Honestly, and the basket is absolutely mammoth. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it and what I'm going to take it on. So I've done a bit of a fold back card, but I had to go bigger than normal, Craig, because normally your Edgeables come in like a smaller size.
That's true.
This is nearly 7.5 inches long.
Huge.
Or that way, whichever way you want to call it. By 2 inches thick as well. So absolutely beautiful. Look at all that intricate design. Now, what makes them an Edgeable, like with anything, Craig, is that you've got the Edgeable factor here, which is the cutout part, and then stops.
Yeah.
And this bit is the bit that just has, it's got all this gorgeous decorative element inside, but it doesn't have a bottom cutting edge, which means it stays connected into your cardstock. So the one that I'm going to use, and again, you've got some lovely inspiration on the front of each of the designs where you can have a little play, but honestly, they're just absolutely fantastic. And when I say stand out from the crowd, oh my days, these really do. So bearing in mind that that's my outside cutting edge, I'm going to place it onto my fold. Now, I did say that my initial cardstock is a lot bigger than normal. It is a full A4 sheet that I've just trimmed down to, because bearing in mind this is 7 1/4, which says just tad over 7 1/4. I've cut that down to size. So it's an A4 sheet, folded in half. I actually use my Ultimate Pro. and use the A-fold, R-fold, and then the gatefold one to bring this fold back. It makes it so much easier, and then just trimmed off down to the size of the die. Can I just say, just quickly as well, Debbie, how interesting that is? You've gone and you've used one of the original products from Crafter's Companion in conjunction with one of the latest, most intricate dies collections that we do. Can I tell you, and I say that I have my Ultimate Pro sat at the side of my craft desk, and I use practically every single time I make a demo. Not surprised. I am genuinely telling you the truth. Mine does not sit and gather dust. I use it all the time. It is a fabulous piece of equipment. That is why it's still going strong 15 years later, why we've got that Ultimate Pro, and that's exactly why I use it. Now, this is a big die, so I am going in with my large plates, and I'm going to pop that down and run that through because I want it to go along the edge of my card and then on the other edge of the fold as well. So you heard it when it's working. I love my Gemini, let me just tell you. And I do use my big one a lot. Craig knows this. Yes, I do. It's the one that sits at the side of my desk. It is one that sits at the side of my desk, and I use it all the time. Now, when I take that off, Craig, you've got this beautiful intricate piece, and I'll just remove my tape just to show you what I mean. Like so. And I'm going to take that off. In fact, I might get a little, let me get a little tap. Do you know what I love about this one? And I know you're going to love it too. Is this design here where, I mean, look how gorgeous and intricate that is. And apart from a couple of little pieces, I'll just poke those out for you. You've got this almost gorgeous trellis design with these florals, but these florals, these petals lift up. So if I just push it from the back with my poker tool, they actually lift. So I absolutely love them. So the flowers and the petals stay connected to the cardstock. So not only have you got the Edgeable factor there, you've also got this lovely, I mean, honestly, just beautiful. So if you loved our liftables, we've now got the liftable factor in with a Grande Edge'able dies. Exactly. So what I'm going to do with this side now is I'll just give it a little clear and I'll show you. We've got plenty of time, so I can run it through again and show you. So just remembering, turn and spin. I've been like a change girl. Going on to the other side, Craig, exactly the same, where I've got the outside cutting edge, and I want this now to cut out onto the inside of my fold. I've spread that out. I've got the outside cutting edge this side. This bit stays connected into the cardstock. It's honestly, I would just said our producer Georgina, this is our, this cardstock that I'm using is our newly named, wait a minute, multi-purpose. Thank you. I will get used to it, I promise, I will get used to it. Multi-purpose white cardstock.
Yes.
These dies are going to cut into all sorts,
Yeah.
I promise you. And I've put it through its paces, let me tell you. I absolutely adore these dies. Little bit gutted I weren't involved in launch. Who had the launch of these?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, I done the launch of them, yeah. Yep.
Animals with Attitude, Grande Edgeables,
know.
what have you been doing to get these brilliant launches?
You say that, but that's exactly what I went, because we get our schedule like, you know, a month or so before each month comes. And when I seen that, I had the launch of not only the Grande Edgeables, but then the Animals with Attitude. That was the exact reaction I had. I was like, nah, this is a mistake. There's no way I'll have got two of these. But I did, yeah.
You
I know.
lucky boy.
I am lucky, and I know that I'm lucky.
But again, take a look. I mean, that now has created this beautiful feature. Now, I'm not going to spend all my time poking out all my little pieces. I could do, Craig. I could go around and do that, but I probably use my dye cleaning brush. But absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to bring in the one that I did so that it's all nice and punched out now. And I've lifted all my flowers as well. So all my flowers have been lifted, and I have chose some of our cardstock from one of our recent paper pads. That's escaped my attention again. Hang on a minute. Secret Garden.
Secret Garden.
It's the Secret Garden, this one. No, wait a minute. No, it's not.
It's
not the Secret Garden.
Vintage butterfly.
It's not. Do you know what I think it is? Because on the other side, yes, I think it's me vintage butterflies. Do you know what, producer Georgina? This is my own fault for not writing it down, because I'm really bad for it. It's the vintage butterflies. Yes, it's the vintage butterflies. I thought it was. They are kind of similar in colour palettes, I shall say. But absolutely beautiful. It's textured cardstock in the background. I've already done the matting and layering because I want to try and cram in a lot of demonstrations in this hour. This first hour, should I say, because I've got another hour coming up later. But again, I'm just going to pop this little strip onto the front, like so. And now what I've done is created my lovely panelled features that sits there. It's got this gorgeous, and I could put some more strips on the inside panel as well. But I'm not gonna. I think what I'm gonna do is to lift it a little bit more. I'm just gonna pop those and bring that in a little bit more, and then I'll just trim that down. And I just think it gives it a nice little finish. Either way, it's gonna look beautiful, whether it be the decorative lace or whether you add that pink panel just to lift it a little bit. But I think I'm gonna go with that one, Craig. What I am going to do though is take care not to put me dotty tape pen onto my petals, because I want those petals to still lift. So I'm just going to pop a little strip down there, I'll add my textured cardstock onto the very edge, but I'm not going to go right up to the edge. I'm going to leave that lovely dotty design because I quite like that idea. Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to trim.
Fab.
So let me grab my scissors and I'm just going to give that a little trim. And I'm just going to repeat that on the other side.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're just stunning.
They're beautiful.
Absolutely stunning dies.
When you get a moment, even if it's at the end, for Kathy on Facebook, could you give her the measurements of the concept card that you've made?
Yes, it is. It is from an A4 piece of cardstock. Kathy, did you say?
Yes, Kathy.
Kathy, yeah, it's from an A4 piece of cardstock, so I've not chopped it down in this length. This is A4. What I've just done is to make sure it fitted alongside the die, with the die being 7.3 inches, I went to 7.25.
Fab.
So measured it, and that way I got that lovely finished trim. You could make it bigger if you wanted to. And the scoring, all I've done with my scoring is I've used my Ultimate Pro, and that is on the, when you think about your Ultimate Pro and you put your cardstock on, it literally was the half A fold and then the gatefold A4, and that creates that lovely fold back card with ease. I'm not having to worry about anything there, Craig, because it's all been done for me. So I'm just going to pop that piece, textured bit down first, Debbie, and again just measuring, making sure I've not gone on that panel, and then I always make my little panels just a little bit bigger in case anything goes wrong, and then you can trim that off. And then let me just bring that back, I've got a little with love. Told you I'm obsessed with these mini dies.
They're
You can
so-
see where they live on my
so
craft
good.
desk. They're
Yeah.
just absolutely beautiful. I think I'm going to have it on the inside, this one, at the top here. And then I'm just going to finish this off with, you know, me and Hunky Dory pearls.
Oh, I know. We're both like that, aren't we?
Oh, I'm absolutely obsessed. I love their adhesives. And I'm just going to pop some little ones into each one of my... each one of the, my little pearls into each centre of my floral, literally, just to finish it and give it a nice little... I was going to use some sparkly ones, but changed my mind. I thought pearl's going to look really lovely on this with the colour combination.
Anything would work, wouldn't it? Maybe
Absolutely,
you've got
yeah.
your Nouveau drops from Tonic or that. You know, you can start to put them in.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you've got the lovely element there where you can lift your petals. You could actually ink around them as well.
True.
You could ink around those if you wanted. But I'm going to keep it really plain and simple because I think the dies do all the talking for you. And apart from adding a few other little embellishments on there, absolutely stunning. Beautiful dies. I mean, the great concept of the Edgeable is the multi-ways that you can use it, which is what I love about Edgeables. You can have them down the side, you can have them on the top, you can have them on the bottom, you can have them going diagonally, whatever way that you want to use them. But I can promise you, once you've got them at home, I want you to try out as many different combinations. And if I get a chance later on, I'll show you some more finished samples of the amazing work that our design team have done, because these are fabulous dies. Very easy to get carried away when you start using them, but what a great price. Is that still the launch day price, Craig?
I believe so, yeah.
Under £50
Yep.
if you're in the Platinum or brand new to Club Inspire today for all of those dies.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Stunning,
Absolutely.
isn't it? You know, and you know, if you have been crafting for all, or even if not, you know, Debbie's just been showing you that one. You can trim the Edgeables down. They don't have to be 2 inches wide. You know what I mean? You might just have an inch wide. Might not have the decorative edge at the side, but you can make them thinner if you want. That's entirely up to yourself. Absolutely nothing simple about that card, Debbie. Absolutely beautiful. You can then use the, as Debbie says, as we all say, please feel free to replicate what we do exactly as we do. You don't need to ask our permission, but then you can then add your own creative touch to it if you want, so please feel free to do that. Pammy on YouTube is saying, these are fantastic. I love Edgeables. They make projects so fancy. They absolutely do. Kathy, hopefully Debbie answered your question the way that you were wanting it. Lynn on Facebook says, the Grande Edgeables are lovely. They are on my wish list. Lynn Harvey on Facebook saying, beautiful card, Debbie. Wasn't it just? And can you imagine what we were talking about with Jamie earlier on? Change the colour to something completely different. Same style, different colour. Wow, will look exquisite no matter what you do. Now, you might want to use Crafter's Companion papers, or you might want to use Nitwit papers. This one here, absolutely beautiful. Just like Debbie, I'm such a huge Nitwit fan here. This is the Homebody Collection. Now, in total, what you're going to be doing, or what you're going to be getting, is 19 dies. You're going to get paper, you're going to get your foam for your flower forming, you're going to get your toppers, you're going to get your card, and you're also going to get your envelopes, embellishments, sorry. Clearly says embellishment, does not say envelopes. However, you can take your Ultimate Pro that Debbie was on about, make the envelopes for your projects. So everything that I'm away to show you right now, $77.99 or $95.95. Platinum, that comes down to £26.39 or $76.76. Nitwit, if you are new to them, a Canadian company, so phenomenally famous, just managed to get it in there, famous for their digital crafting. But what they wanted to do is they wanted to venture out into the physical paper crafting. Now, I'm being biased, however, when you've got the best of the best from digital form and the best of the best from your paper craft form, us, we come together, this is what you're getting. You are getting the most exquisite 12 by 12 papers, all a matte, so you can absolutely ink and emboss with them. These ones are double-sided, so you're getting 24 sheets that are double-sided here, 180 GSM, so they're not overly heavy, so nice to decorate your cards, your projects, your boxes, your home decor, or scrapbook pages. You'll always find the opposite side is complementing that front image. This one, no surprise, I would love to sit and fussy cut that one day. Maybe I will will do at some stage. But you've got the layers done for you. You've got the textures done for you. You've got the depth done for you. The shadings done for you. The scape of it all is done for you. So maybe you just want the borders. Maybe you want that centerpiece to pop a photo. You can absolutely do that. Trim them down, of course, into 4 6x6 card fronts if you wanted to, but then you can then trim them, and then they could be 8x8, 7x7, 5x7, cherry pick sections when it comes to these ones here. But going in with your clear sparkle overlay, highlight areas, go in with your glossy highlights in highlight areas. You can be doing all of these ones as well. Beautiful designs that run all the way throughout this paper pad. So with this full collection of papers here, the images that you're seeing are the sort of, this is what Nitwit would do digitally. They've sent our images across to us. Here on our product development team, we have to titivate it slightly. Some just need expanded more, maybe shrunk more, added bits more, but these are Nitwit designs. We bring them in with what you know and love, and that's your card and your toppers. So these ones here, 12 by 12 again, but these are single-sided, and these are all die-cut toppers. Now this is a coated cardstock, so you wouldn't necessarily go over and ink with your water reactives or that, but you can still do additional little bits of stamping on certain areas, maybe do your embossing powders. You could be doing that, but of course you could be using your glossy highlights, anything like that that you leave to dry. All you need to do is simply pop these ones out. So even these little frames here, these pop out with the little aperture part that pops out, so a little, do you know what you could do? Use these for your animals with attitude. So you've maybe got the little giraffe just peeping out, or maybe the panda peeping out. You can do that. But you've got your faux brads, your faux buttons, you've got your alphabets. All of these ones here are all die cut, so you just need to pop them out. Me personally, although you wouldn't necessarily need to just snip away or file away the pips, you know these sorts of things niggle at me, so I would just snip them away, but it's no big deal whatsoever. Then what we've also got is our foam for our flower forming. Colours then, this is the cardstock. This one here being your cardstock, whereas you've got your 4 colours, but multiple sheets in each one. So bright, so vibrant, but works well with your florals and then your foliage. Then we're going to be going into your flower forming foam. So within this one here, you'll love your flower forming foam. You can be starting to create lots of different flowers if you want. You can ink it, of course, if you want. Then the scene building. This is absolutely a perfect collection to do what Don Bibby was talking about last week, and about building a scene, creating a scene. You can be doing that with your floral arch. Then what we've got is the elegant abode. So you've got little extra dies that you can build upon that little house there. We've got our pretty peony here. These work perfect for your flower forming because they've got a larger centerpiece there, so the actual petals aren't going to tear off, but you can absolutely use these with your card and paper. They're there for the flower forming, but you don't just have to use them with the foam. Card and paper would work well. And then certainly this is when we come along with the embellishments, not something that Nitwit do, but then working in conjunction with us, we absolutely do that. We've got our lace, we've got our ribbon, and we've got our buttons as well, that all work when it comes to colour coordinating your cards. But what about using these ones here for your ribbon threading collection that myself and Debbie just launched earlier on? You could be doing that. Then what you could be doing, home decor. So yes, you can be then doing your cards, but then do your little hanging home decor elements if you want to. Watch or re-watch earlier on's launch day with Debbie. Take lots of her ideas that she's done with the ribbon threading, but then start to pop them and create your own cards at home with this homebody collection. These are just a smidge of the sort of things that you can be doing. You can always, of course, go onto Nitwit social media, take their ideas when it comes to their digital crafting, and there's no reason that you can't replicate the digital designs of the layering of what their design team have done, but then you then transform it into physical cards and projects. You can absolutely be doing that. That full lot one, $77.99 or $95.95. Even though it's a Nitwit collection, it's still going to give you that platinum price, $62.39 or $76.76 for an incredible collection by us and also Nitwit. Keep getting your comments in. I'm going to have a little read while Debbie's going to, is it the Nitwit you're showing us?
I am.
Is it fab?
The homebody collection, and I'm going to just use particularly one part of this, which is that gorgeous floral arch. You brought a great point about building a seam with it, and that's exactly what you can do with this fabulous die. So I've done a 10-inch by 7-inch card and popped a score line in the middle of the 10, so it's 5 by 7 now.
Okay.
And I've done a few little pencil marks just because I want to position my arch into the middle, because I'm going to create a little bit of an aperture. So I did use my die to pop the couple of little pencil marks either end, and then I've just measured it. I've come in, and if I remember rightly, I came in about half an inch. Yeah, I did. Sorry, 3/4 of an inch all the way around on my frame. So I'm just going to hold that down. I came an inch at the bottom though, because I wanted it to be slightly higher. So I'm just going to go in and pop some low tack tape down just to hold this.
Okay.
And then we're going to create an aperture, which is why I've got my 2 little pencil marks either side. So what I'm just going to do, Craig, firstly, is run that through my die. It is a thin metal die, so it's the normal combination for a thin metal die, which, well, if you know me, I do mine back to front, what the actual manual says, because I like to see where I'm cutting.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So it's just literally the reverse of what it tells you in the manual. If you ever wonder why here at Crafter's Companion, lots of the experts put our die spacing down, it's just because visually I can see what I'm cutting, but it is literally just the flip reverse of what the...
Thanks for explaining that, because some people wonder, like, oh my gosh, they want to go by the manual, but then they see us with our machine doing something different. So that's all it is, as Debbie says.
It is. It's just a flip reverse of it. So I'm just going to lift that off. In fact, Debbie, get you... Do you know, I'm terrible for it, Craig. I get really carried away and start ripping it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
And I'm thinking, it's not a Band-Aid, Debbie.
The other thing I do as well, you've just touched upon it a moment ago, when I'm prepping my demos, and I'll write myself little notes, and I'll go write the measurement, I'll go, oh, no, I'll remember what that measurement is. And then it comes to the show, and I'm like, okay.
I'm terrible for it.
I'm the same.
I get so carried away. But can you see how it's cut that beautiful frame out? Not only that, you've got a workable gate element, and it's got the score line in as well, Craig, so you just bend that back, and it's got this lovely peekaboo kind of effect. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my craft knife and my ruler, because what I'm going to do now is just detach it to create this aperture. So let me just make sure I've got down. I've got my metal ruler today, because... I've left my other one at home, like a silly Billy, so I'm going to use my metal ruler. But we do have a ruler at Crafter's Companion, which has got a metal strip, so it's a plastic ruler with your measurements on, but it's got a metal strip either side, one side for your craft knives. This is the straight edge craft knife that I'm using, Craig.
Right.
All I'm doing is just creating the aperture, so I just want that to pop out. Of course, if you're good with your scissors, then absolutely take your scissors and you could do that as well. But I'm not very good.
Do you know what you could also do as well? And I'm just referencing this because I know it was a question someone had the other week when Anne-Marie with Hunky Dory was on. She had her paper trimmer. What Debbie's doing now is the perfect thing to be using your paper trimmer for, because then you can, unlike the guillotine, which we're never going to knock because we love the guillotines, the best of the best in my opinion, but your paper trimmer, you can pick sections in the middle to cut out. So what Debbie's doing there, craft knife or your paper trimmer.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you can see I've created this lovely little aperture. Now, just to bring it, I'll show you the one that I've done, but I've just taken, do you know the Fair Skin blend?
Yeah.
I've just taken it and I've gone with a middle tone, because all I'm going to do, I don't want to colour it all in, but I just want to highlight little features. So I'm just going to use my pen to do that. So I've gone down on the bottom, and I'm going to take this and go around the edges. So of course you could colour it in fully if you wanted, but I just wanted to lift it slightly, make it pop a little bit. The whiteness can sometimes be a little bit too stark.
I get that.
So it's nice just to give it a little trim, and I've literally just gone around the edge. Now, if you've got your classiques, Craig, like you were saying with the chisel nib, you could get your chisel nib and go around the edging. And it just gives it a little lift. And if I just show you what I mean by that, when I bring in the one that I did, can you see, just by using, and this was the Fair Skin blend that I've used, and I went with the middle tone. You could go in with the darker tone if you want to make it pop a little bit more. You could go in with a lighter one if you just want to give it a little hint. It's entirely up to you. But it just gives it that little lift on there, which I just absolutely love. Now, I've chosen some we've got cloud stencils, Craig, previous magazine to this one, got that cloud stencil in there. You could use a bit of torn paper, and I had a little bit of a play with this with torn paper. That's what I did to create it, just using our ink pads, water reactive ink pads, and it was just to give it a little bit of a lift. as though you're looking out
Wow.
on the meadow.
Wow.
So honestly, have a play. But there's papers out there.
There is.
I'm thinking of what was that camping one we did?
Oh, staycation.
Yes, there's a paper pad in there that adds lovely
enough.
scenes like this. You could use things like that you already have in your stash if you're not comfortable doing things like this. But have a play with your inks, because
Also,
you can achieve all sorts.
the powders and that Jamie's brought to us. We're going to have a look at
Yes.
them just shortly. Jamie's just coming up in a moment or two. But yeah, use all them as well. That would be fab.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, on this set as well, Craig, there's also your little letterbox, which I love. I think that's really cute. And then we've got these lovely florals. Now, on these florals, these little garlands, it's got the outside cutting edge, but on the inside there is an embossed detail, which your Gemini will pick up on. And when you run them through, all I did with mine was I coloured them in using our alcohol markers again. So this one with pinks and a little green, but I used my white gel pen just to give it a little feature over those embossed details, because it creates this lovely little garland effect. So I'm just going to bring in, and again, I've used some of the papers from the collection, just cut myself a little strip because I wanted it just to line up at the top. Honestly, these are phenomenal papers.
They really are.
pads. And I'm going to use some of the toppers as well. So I've just used one of the dies, some of the papers, and some of the toppers from that topper sheet. And again, just bringing it all together. I've even used some of the ribbon on there as well. So I'm going to pop the ribbon down too. So let's pop a bit of glue either side.
Just sometimes it's little, but it's just what it needs.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
nice.
And again, everything's just lifting with it. So I'm going to bring in some of these garlands. Now, I've cut quite a few out. I say quite a few. Craig, I don't know about you, but I never know when to stop.
Yeah.
So I've die cut quite a few out, coloured quite a few in, and I'm just going to have a little play. So I'm going to dress my little edges round here. So I'm going to pop a little bit of tape round either side. You could be using, of course, your wet glues.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go on for speed. Again, I say speed, and I always make it sound like a disservice to our fabulous tape pen. But I shouldn't do, because they are incredibly strong glue. This is super strong adhesive. But look how these are all fit, where they just fit beautifully. And again, it's just a little bit of dressage around the lovely frame there. I'm going to pop a little one on that side and a little one on.
Can you imagine that? And the opposite of what you're doing, Debbie, black card, maybe a little bit of silver or something. That could be at Christmas time. You could be having the snow. You could be having the faux snow on there. You know, the flowers coloured in as if they're a bit cold. Do you know what I mean? So you can have an absolute play. Although this home collection, this homebody collection, initially you would think springtime and summertime, you could use these dyes elsewhere throughout the year.
Absolutely. They're just fabulous. Put my little letterbox just at the bottom. And then all I'm going to do, literally now, Craig, bring that down a little bit, but I just want to finish it off a little bit. So I've just taken some of the toppers. And I say taken, all I've done again, I've just distressed around the edge. Even though it's coated cardstock, you can distress around the edges with our inks. And I'm just going to literally now finish this off by adding a couple of the little topper details. Toppers, getting them all sorts of names today. And just again, love this key one with the rose wrapped round. It's just such a gorgeous collection. It really, really is. But I'm just adding these elements on there now. And all I did was added a couple of little pearls on. But take a look. You've got yourself a beautiful scene, and it's even got the lovely door that opens up as well, so you can go out there. I mean, I could dress it up with more at the background, but again, just showing you how gorgeous this collection is and how beautiful it all works together. And I've only used the floral arch and the toppers from the papers. That's all I've used with that one. Just incredible. Beautiful collection. I've been a big fan of Nitwit for a long time. Just so lovely that we get to work in collaboration with them. I love it. And this is phenomenal. Phenomenal value for money as well. When you think in terms of what you're getting in this collection, absolutely great value. And one that I know you're going to love equally as much as all of us here do at Crafters Companion.
Thank you, Debbie. That's absolutely beautiful. So many of you echoing exactly what I've just said there as well. We're going to have a little bit of a recap of that full collection just in 2 seconds. Rebecca on Facebook is saying that paper pad is so pretty. It absolutely is. Angela on YouTube, it's a question for you, Debbie.
Yes.
Can I ask Debbie, what does she do for envelopes for her larger cards? As the enveloper, I can never say it
Enveloper.
right. Enveloper.
Yeah.
I know, I always say, doesn't go to that size.
No. So then I make my boxes. I make flat boxes, because boxes you can make any size, any shape, and that's when I tend to do it. So anything that's bigger than the enveloper sizes, I literally make a box. And sometimes, depending on what I've got on there, I'll either make a thin box, because don't forget, especially with our Scoremaster and our top scoreboard, top score, big score, you've got your box lid and your box base there, which have got 1/8 of an increment. This is how little you can go and how thick you can go. You don't always have to make great big boxes, you can make them. So what I would do is take the measurement of your card. So like with that 9x7 that I did, was it 9x6 earlier that I did earlier? With the, literally add on what the depth is, but don't forget either side.
Yeah.
So if it's 9 inches, you want a bit of movement inside, so add probably 1/2 inch there, so 9.5 inches. Then think about the depth that you want. So if it's an inch, add your inch on both sides, and the same with the opposite end. So always think about that. Don't make it snug, because it'll be impossible to fit in if you make it to the size of the card. Just give yourself 1/2 inch movement on either side. Add that into your equation. That's how I make mine. So yes, the enveloper only goes up to so many. Once it goes off that scale, that's when I turn it into a box, because the boxes limitless, depending on the size of the card that you're going to use, because you can buy, we go up to A3, but craft stores all over the country, all over, not just here globally, you can get great big sheets of cardstock that you can then use. So absolutely, that's how I would do mine.
Brilliant. Thank you for that, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Perfect way to explain how we're going to be doing them. Just quickly, a couple more. We've got Lynn Harvey on Facebook who said Nitwit collections are always lovely, and this one is just lovely. It absolutely is. You've been asking about the angel policy when it comes to Nitwit, because yes, it's their designs, but it's by us that brings you the collections, the forms and that. Same with our products as well. You can make and sell for your own profit, for charity. All we ask for is you don't actually just take the papers out and sell them. As long as you're actually making something with them, you are absolutely welcome to do that. Barbara on YouTube is saying, Debbie, you are so great, and saying hi to me, hi to you too. Catherine on YouTube, Craig, I learnt from you when you were using the paper trimmer to gut my cardstock when making mats and layers. Using the trimmer, I can make neat cutouts and waste less of my special paper. Perfect. Absolutely, that's what the paper trimmers are good for, or the craft knife that Debbie was using, and Rebecca is saying that was lovely, Debbie. Wasn't it just? So nice. But that full collection there, everyone's paying £77.99 or £95.95. Platinum price, £62.39 or £76.76. We're going to have a little bit of a change around, because Jamie's going to be coming in a moment or two. I believe we are going to have a look at... Here we go, we're going to have a look at Club Inspire. So this is everything that you need to know. Check out the boss.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Take all the hard work out of patchwork with the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. This innovative collection of multimedia dies allows you to create patchwork blocks with ease and total accuracy. This set includes 18 dies to cut a range of shapes and sizes for patchwork or quilting projects. They can cut multiple layers of fabric at once. They include an accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance, plus all of your pieces are cut exactly the same size every time. Follow your own creative inspiration or look through the 20 patterns laid out in the guide. Not enough? There's an additional 60 patterns online. And right now, we have amazing offers on the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. Quick buy, get yours now. Quick buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's fabric cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30°, 45°, and 60° angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
There we go. Welcome back to Launch Party. It is 12 minutes past 7 here in the UK. It's an absolute pleasure to have your company. It'll be, what, round about 12 minutes past 2 Eastern Time, 12 minutes past 11? So something like that? Yeah, so we're around about that anyway. Hope you're having a lovely afternoon and a lovely morning, or night time if you are here. We have had a really phenomenally busy day today. Kick-starting with a wake-up call, then with Debbie and Jamie, with then Launch. What were they on? They were on Wake Up Call. Then it was myself with Launch Day. And then now we're here with Launch Party, whereas we are beyond excited about this next hour. We are sad because it's his last appearance for this trip, but it is, of course, from Creative Expressions. It is Jamie himself. Jamie, I've had an absolute blast earlier on in Launch Day and now here with you, getting to be on this side with yourself.
Lovely to hear. It's been lovely to have you as a presenter today.
Oh, thank you. I mean, have I been okay?
Have you been okay? Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
it's a question.
It's one thing when it's our products, and as much as I like to think I know a lot about Creative Expressions because I'm a fan, it's just a little bit different as well when I'm on this side. But
you make a good team.
Yes, absolutely. We do indeed. We do indeed. Now, maybe in case anyone didn't actually see you earlier on within Wake Up Call and then Launch Day, how did it come about that you are, well, you're where you are now with Creative Expressions?
Oh, I've been really lucky, to be honest. I actually was doing a few videos for YouTube and sharing some of my ideas that way. And Sue Wilson actually got to see one of the videos and asked if I could come and do some TV work for Creative Expressions. And that was nearly 3 years ago, 3 years in May. I actually started on the TV with them. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind, a true whirlwind.
Yeah.
An absolute pleasure, to be honest.
You know, if I just think about it now, because I've just been 3 years here. In last month, so we're kind of, you know, you started there, I started here at the same time, so been on that sort of same journey. But it isn't, I've known you work for, you know, before that as well, on social media and the videos and that you've done. So so nice to actually have you here. But what we are actually doing is not bringing just any old collection. No, nothing is any old collection from Creative Expressions. It all serves a purpose which is needed when it comes to crafting. But this time, what we've done in conjunction with Creative Expressions, we've got Jamie Rodgers. That's him. It's there. It's there. This is his collection. This one is all about the Teabag folding. Now, this is the full collection. Full collection means you're getting 8 dies, 27 stamps, and 64 sheets of top quality papers. Say papers because this is what's going to work best when it comes to your Teabag folding. Now, you've got the dies, you've got the stamps that work beautifully together. Everything that you're going to be seeing, £111.49 or $169.99. If you're platinum, that does come down to $89.19 or $135.99. Yes, I said platinum. That still stands when it comes to shows such as cartloads or warehouse clearance, but it also stands for when we have our friends here on Crafters TV, such as Creative Expressions and Jamie. So it's our club, but you guys that are big fans of Creative Expressions and Jamie are still welcome to be part of our club. You've seen a wee moment ago with Sarah, so first order, brand new order to us at Crafters TV, you get 20% off. You will also get that discount, 20% off your first order, which means you're going to get platinum price, which that means all of that, platinum price for your very first order here on Crafters TV. And maybe you only shop with us when Jamie comes here. That's absolutely fine, but you're in the club, it's free to join. You'll continue to get the discounts and benefits each time Jamie and Creative Expressions are here. Now let's have a look at this full collection here. Well, let's say full collection. We'll have a look at the stamps and the dies in conjunction with each other and some finished samples within these ones here. Now everything I'm showing you is what you're going to be getting, and this one being the pointy petals here. So what you are going to get within these ones is you are going to get the 2 dies, and then you can see here you've got 3 different of your your stamped images. These are going to work in conjunction with the dies that Jamie's going to show us just shortly, but you could, if you're a stamper and want to use them on their own, you absolutely can do. You've got your 3 additional sentiments as well, and then look at the sort of things that you can be creating. Now this is one that Jamie actually demoed within launch day earlier on. So not only do our shows stay across on our YouTube, but all the shows from everyone that comes here, including Jamie, will always stay across on our YouTube. All you need to do is just keep an eye on today's date, which is 5th of April, which means you can go back on our YouTube and have a look at 5th of April and see what Jamie's been doing. So that's just one set. Then what we've also got here is the circles. So with the same idea where you've got your 3 circle images, you've got your 2 dies, one that fits that size, one that fits those size, with additional sentiments at the bottom here. These enable you to make cards such as these ones here. Now, if you want to use them both together, absolutely perfect. That's what they're designed for. That's what Jamie's designed them for. But if you want to come along and incorporate some of the legend herself, Sue Wilson, in any of her dies, whether it is her Nessun dies that we've got on today's shows, you absolutely can do. But the fact is, you might just want to use the stamps on their own, which you can do as well. Bring in your inks, bring in any of your powders that Jamie's away to show us too. You can be doing that. Incorporate our products, incorporate Nitwit's products if you want. But the key things is these work as standalone because you've got the full collection. Within this one here, you've got the octagons, so you've got the 2 dies, the 3 stamps, as well as the sentiments. These enable you to make your projects such as these. And this is what I mean by, you don't necessarily always have to use the dies to do the tea bag folding, do you, Jamie?
No, absolutely not. So if you want to take your stamps and tile stamps them like the background of this one, there's no reason why you can't.
No, not at all.
If you want to layer them like medallions, you can do. If you wish to use your segments for like the butterflies instead of making medallions with them, you can.
Yeah.
There really is so many options.
There really, really is. And I know what Jamie will show us as well throughout his demonstration is the fact that for you guys stateside, I know there's many of you that are big fans of Jamie and Creative Expressions. Sometimes, you know, you find with Crafters TV it's a bit easier to get their products via us. I know you guys here in the UK, our postage is bad. Yours is really bad, we know that. And what Jamie will show you is, although you've got depth to them as well, you get a lot of depth to them, they can absolutely be flat. That's working in conjunction with the pattern papers that you get. Top quality papers, however, these are at the perfect weight for you to do your tea bag folding and not to add lots of weight onto them. So within that one there, that one is your squares. And this was the first one that Jamie demonstrated within launch day earlier on. But you can be coming in with any of your metallic powders, your metallic pens, your metallic waxes, all of these ones. What about heat embossing with gold onto vellum? Doesn't that look absolutely exquisite? The other thing that you'll probably find that you might do a lot, as Jamie was explaining, is you might actually do the tea bag folding at night time or during the day in front of the TV. So you've got a lovely little box ready for you to then start making the cards, in which way they can be really quick and simple. They don't have to be, but you know, just doing your fun bit on the couch, watching the soaps, or of course going full out in your craft room. All of those sorts of things you can be doing as well. Many of these were using the papers that we've got within that collection too. £111.49 or $169.99. Platinum price though, however, comes down to $89.19 or $135.99. You guys across Central Europe, you just need to go to your website, crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.au. Please don't look for Shop the Show, it ain't there anymore. We've made it a lot easier for you. You're going going to do, as Georgina just said, shop the day. You absolutely are. Head across onto our website. You'll see launch day coming up. Don't forget, £10, $10, €10 Tuesday. But go into launch party, go into shop the day, and everything that we featured today on Crafters TV, including Jamie and Creative Expressions, is there for you to see. Right, Craig, be quiet. Jamie, it's over to you, my man.
I love that. Okay, so one thing I wanted to share with you is a little bit about the paper pads. I know that Craig has sort of highlighted all of our stamps and our dies that are in the big bundle, but the paper pads are something you can't miss out on. These are our Tranquil collections. We have Tranquil Garden and we have Tranquil Shades. Now, in Tranquil Garden, we have all different floral background papers. Now, you're going to notice, like here, we've just gone through 3 different shades of blue. We then have our pink tones, and then we're going to go into our lilacs. And this is just part of the pad. I'm going to be honest with you, this is one of my ones I've sort of taken several sheets out of, but you can quickly see with a little flick that there's all your different tones from your blues, your pinks, your purples, and then of course your teals. So if we lay this out just slightly, we're going to want papers to coordinate with those, aren't we? We're going to need our plain paper. How many times have we bought a paper pad and needed matching paper to go with it and never been able to find it?
Exactly.
And it's so infuriating, isn't it?
It is.
So this is our Tranquil Shades paper pad. Every shade you see throughout our pattern papers is once again inside our Tranquil Shades paper pad. So everything is going to coordinate for you. You do not have to worry about a single thing. Then the second you've got these, you have got all of the papers you need to. They're uncoated, so if you wish to pixie sparkle on top of them, airless mister on them, stamp on them, do whatever you wish to them, that's absolutely fine. If you wish to just build up your rosettes using these papers, then you can absolutely do that too. And as Craig mentioned, they're 120 GSM, which is literally sort of a good middle point for when you're working with papers to do origami or any type of folding, because we should be working on paper between 60 GSM and 160. So 120 is not a bad place to be.
Yeah, that's really good. I just quickly want to say as well, I'm going to do the same as what I'd done earlier on, or not do. Anything that you see Jamie using that pop up onto the screen, I'm not going to keep interrupting Jamie. What we'll do is we can do a little bit of a shopping list later on, but just keep an eye out, because there is things that are available individually. So either at the side, the full bundle will stay at the side, but I know George and Georgina will run any of the additional items that Jamie's using. It just means I can just ask them any questions that you're asking, and I don't need to interrupt. I love Ben and Joe and Becky. You know what I mean, don't you? You know what I mean on that one. Just stop there. I'm going to go over the price. I'm not going to do that with you, with Jamie.
No problem.
But what are you going to make for us?
So this is the card that we're going to create, and I wanted to share this one with you because it's using our pointy petals design, and it's layering both sizes. Now, although we're using the pointy petals for this one, of course you could be doing this with any of the shapes, so don't feel you've got to stick to this one. What we're going to do to begin with is we're actually going to make our paper or decorate our paper. Okay. So I'm going to use just some ordinary copier paper. Now this is the sort of stuff that you get in a ream of sort of 500 sheets, and it's very inexpensive. So it's you know, again, an inexpensive product to work with, and it's the right weight. When we look to our sort of copier paper, this is usually about a 90 GSM. So bear in mind I said anywhere from a 60 to 160. This is a really good weight to maintain your shapes. So we're going to mist the front of this one with some water. This is just ordinary water in one of our mister bottles that we have on today's show for you. We're going to flip this over and we're going to start working on the reverse. Now you may be able to see why I've misted both sides, because whenever you mist water onto paper or card just on one side, it's going to start to curl. The minute we bring our water back in and we start adding it to the reverse side, it will start to flatten down, which is obviously what we need it to be. If you have any air bubbles in it like this sheet, we can just lift them up and smooth them out. But to be honest, I'm not that worried. I know where I'm heading with this sheet, and then a little bump here and there is the least of my problems. So we're going to bring in some of our airless misters, and we're going to start off with this one. This is our ice pink. Now, if I rattle this, you will hear a little ball bearing in there. It has this one's full of mica, so it's a pearlescent one. So that little ball bearing is going to go in and shake up all my mica. So when I go on and add this down to my paper, we will have a mica base going on in there as well.
And they won't clog?
They won't clog, no. With our airless misters, we have removed the pipe in the middle, so there is no fear of clogging because there is not an element to clog. We also have a base that rises up. So if I show you one of my open ones without the label around it, you can see that a bit like some brands of toothpaste, the more you use, the more the platform rises up. So you've always got consistency in how that's spraying and how that's working. So you never have to worry about clogging or lack of pressure or trying to get it to work in some sort of angle. Once we have our sort of base down already, we're going to go in with some of our Pixie Sparkles. So I'm going to use the Heavenly Hues one first of all. Now, Pixie Sparkles are a dye-based powder with large shards of mica. So we can activate them with water, we can mix them into texture paste, we can stamp with them, we can use them on acetates with glue techniques, bits like that. You can colour all of your own sort of products with them, even our polishes, you can add these into to make new colours.
Gosh.
Yeah, these, to me, these are an ingredient.
Yeah.
I look at a lot of our cosmic shimmer like this. We give it to you in different stripped down components. What you create with it is up to you. There's so many recipes, if you like. I often do this on my Facebook page. I'll sort of give a recipe of 4 or 5 colours I've used or 4 or 5 products, because to me they're all components that you can build up to however you wish to use. And even like this, we've taken our airless misters, we're bringing in our pixies, we're mixing two things you might not think to mix.
Well, funny
There's
enough,
no reason why you can't.
that's exactly what I was leading to as well. You know, I've got some of your Pixie Sparkles at home, and when I use them, I just use them onto my cardstock that I've wet. I wouldn't think to use my airless misters or anything like that. First of all, I know what you're saying is your Pixie Sparkles are going onto that wet surface, so either way it's going to work. But I just wouldn't have thought to do it with what you're doing. I would have just done it on wet cardstock.
And it took me a while to think of that. So that wasn't a first day thought. It's just a good way for you to be able to mix your colours and mix your ideas. It's like today we have 6 colours of one product and 5 of the other. So you bring them together, suddenly you've got a lot more combinations by mixing the two. And the sparkles, they're going to go over the top of your airless misters and they're going to give you that sparkle, even if you haven't got the colour that you might want in your airless mister to begin with. So yeah, it's just a way of sort of bringing them together and adding them up. With this part, now I've created it, I would just leave this to one side to dry.
Okay.
Never be afraid to add too much water or do too much to it. To be honest, it will soon let you know if it's not happy. If you make a mistake and you don't like it, then leave it to one side or start again. You know, you've lost such a little amount of product. It's not like this has cost us a lot. It's like these bottles. If I open this, when we take this off, these come to you right the way to the top. Right the way to the very top of your bottle is powder. These aren't a product where you're going to get them home and find that actually it starts down here. No. You know, there's a lot of product in here and ready to work with.
You're going to find that, and I know that because I bought, and I still buy Creative Expressions products, certainly there's sprays and stuff like that. And as Jamie just says, and I can tell you as a customer, when you buy anything like that from Creative Expressions, they pack the tubes, the packaging, they absolutely pack it full, so you get as much as you absolutely can. So if you've never tried it before and you've just heard what Jamie's just said there, I can absolutely reiterate as a customer as well, they absolutely pack their products.
So here is a sheet I've already done, and obviously, as you can tell, not as purple as the one we just looked at. So this one is using our sunburst colour scheme as well in this one. You can see all them shards of mica giving us that lovely tone. This one I've left the airless misters out of, just to give you a different idea. And we're going to take this and we're going to lay it on top of our pointy petals die. So I'll show you a large and a small, because there's no reason why we can't cut a couple at the same time. Now pop our paper face down and we're going to send this through. Now with these dies, not only do they cut, they will also score for us. So when we look at the actual die on the packaging here, we can see that we have our score lines in place, and they're going to go in and educate our paper so that we know exactly where to fold it, because all of this part's been done for us. So we're going to take this through, and as we can see, we have our cutouts ready done. So we're just going to get them off the board here. I've treated today to brand new boards. I was told I wasn't allowed to tell Debbie. Brand new boards.
Yeah, we like to treat our friends when they come here.
It's lovely. So what we're going to do for this one is we're going to do the basic fold, and we're going to use the yellow one that we've just cut out because we've got it to hand. Now the instructions here, I will probably go quite quickly, I will waffle on, and I will probably make very little sense because I do that very well. But In the
You make
inside,
perfect sense.
bless you. But in the inside of our packaging, all of your instructions are here, and they're all photographed with step-by-step written instructions underneath of them. The diagrams are quite clear when you actually see them. I don't know how well you're going to see them on your screen, but I promise you it's going to make it very crisp and easy for you to follow. Also, I've filmed a video on YouTube, so you can start and stop me, pause and mute me as you wish to, so you can keep going through them as many times as you need to see what you did. But I promise you, it's not complicated. I really do promise you that. What we're going to do is we're going to take our shape and we're going to fold it directly in half. Now remember, them lines are there already, them score lines are in place. So this isn't a challenge to find your halfway point. You're not trying to match them up. Hopefully you can see the lines are there, glistening. So we literally fold it in half and we go across it. We can use a bone folder just to keep it in place. We're then going to open this out and we're going to fold it in half in the opposite direction. Now again, if you've ever tried to fold pattern shapes like this, sometimes you've got to be really careful that all your tips match up. Because of the score lines are done for us, we know they're going to match up. There's no need to panic about that. They're going to go in place. Yeah, well sometimes it can be quite tricky, especially when we're looking at things like circles or like this one to actually get them lined up. So once we've done that, we have added our sort of plus symbol, if you like, into this. I like to refer to this at this point as a compass because I think it's really easy for me to remember that. So we have our north, our south, and there I go, I can't remember it. North, east, south and west. I do know my compass, I promise. North, east, south and west. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the east to the north and the south to the west. And we're literally just going to push them in place. Now again, our score lines are there for us, so this is not complicated. It will just fold straight in. On the inside it will all match up neatly for us, so there's no worry that there's anything out of sync in there. They will just push in and we can go across it again with our bone folder to make sure it's in place. Now the fold we're going to do on our actual completed card here is the fold number 1 in your little brochure on the inside, or the basic fold. This really is the easiest fold to do. We're just going to take our top pieces, so when we fold these up, and we can bring them up just so you can see them, you can see that you have your back panels and you have your top panels. We're going to take the top ones and we're going to fold them in half to the centre. Now, as I've mentioned earlier throughout today, there are loads and loads of different folds to do. Although inside the packaging we've gone up to 4, there are 2 different books that I personally own showing you different folds. So the options are endless. Pinterest is also absolutely filled full of different folds, so it isn't even just about what I'm sharing with you. But that is your basic fold. A lot of the folds will take you on from different places from this point, so it's not complicated at all. Once you have them panels made, we're going to bring in just a piece of sticky back card. And I've taken a self-adhesive sheet, popped it onto a piece of card and just trimmed it into a little square. Now, as Craig knows from earlier, we don't have to worry about this being at all level. We're just going to take our pieces and we're going to start popping them on. So we're going to start off with 4. And we're going to try and keep that piece of card so it's somewhere in the centre. If you don't have self-adhesive sheets this size, it doesn't matter. Just an off-cut of card and a bit of wet glue would be absolutely fine.
Perfect.
But pop your pieces in, going round in a circle. And if you wish to, at that point, you can leave it there. You can stick to having it quite low, or we can carry on by adding in more pieces. So I'm going to bring in my next 4. This time we're going to use some wet glue and we're going to put them over the reverse of the shapes, or the panels, and we're going to slide them down, covering over the join lines. So there's 4 different places where we can slide them in. I've done our first one already. We're going to move on to our next one.
You know how you get those videos online? They're like therapeutic videos.
Yes.
I can't think of one offhand, but do you know what I mean? When you just love watching them.
Going through sand, that sort of thing.
That's it. See, watching you just slot that in, Georgina's just said exactly. Oh, it just slots it. It's so satisfying. Watch it. If you don't know what I'm on about, watch as Jamie just does this next one. Just, oh, look. Oh, just
push down.
So satisfying.
And make sure that they're all nice and neat. And then you can pop in a gem in the centre if you want to, and we could call it that layer as complete.
Yeah.
Or we can go ahead and we can do the small ones, because don't forget, every single pack is going to give you 2 sizes.
Perfect.
So every shape you're going to get your 2 sizes. So all I've done is I've gone ahead and I have both pieces. I've done the small one already. We're going to bring in some wet glue. We're going to pop that on the reverse, and we're going to stick that going down into the middle. I'm going to give that just a second to
Yeah.
set. I think I foam taped my original
Okay.
one. But either way, or a glue gun, whatever you've got to hand, just pop it together. Now, as somebody who likes to make Christmas decorations, this is the time where I'll tell you, if you've got 2 of these and you sandwich them back to back and pop a little ribbon in the middle, you have got some amazing Christmas decorations. If you wanted to theme them for football teams and bits like that and make them into football rosettes using coloured paper to offset for your football teams, bits like that, that could be really fun as well. So there's so many things you can do with them, it's just endless.
What I'm thinking with that one that you've just done, if you've done any of your backgrounds that you were doing earlier on with the blues, for some reason it says snowflake to me.
Oh, absolutely,
So-
yes, you could go down the snowflake route completely. The circle one actually has a snowflake stamp in there.
Okay.
So if you wanted to sort of add a more festive scene to it, you can. The pointy petals stamps has a poinsettia. There's a lot, isn't it? Pointy petals, poinsettia.
That is, yeah.
Design
I thought
in
our
there as
product
well.
development team were bad at giving us mouthfuls of names of products.
So you could certainly do that as well. Now, I've gone ahead and I've put my background on here. This is using a piece of card. So when we talk about our pixies and our airless misters, if you'd like to use card instead of the paper we used for the rosettes, you can absolutely do that. It really is down to you what you wish to create. So card for the background, then on top of this, I'm going to take my nesting die, which is one of the ones we've got today, and I've cut a white square. I've then taken the circle and I've popped that onto my white card to cut it out. And this has created my frame.
Wow.
So this is something else. Craig, you probably have this as well. You craft for a living, basically. We make hundreds of cards. Then every now and again, an idea hits you. And you think, why didn't I think of that 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? And this was something that came to me not that long ago, was using like my basic plane shapes inside different shapes. I've always stuck to squares and squares and things like that.
Exactly the same.
And I was like, I really like this look. So so we've got circles nested inside the square. I think this works well because it matches in with the pierce sort of circle that goes around the edge here, of course. And these are both the sets that we have on today's show for you. We then have circles to match up in the middle. So we're going to take our foam tape off these bits and we're going to pop this into the centre. And then on top of that, we're just going to check what way our card's opening. So we'll go for an easel and we're going to, or an easel, tent, sorry. And we'll pop on some glue.
Fab.
Pop that into the middle. And then lastly, I've gone ahead already and I've stamped the word mum. We have that in one of the stamp sets for you, of course. So you've got that ready to go on. And that pretty much completes the card. Ever so simple, nothing at all taxing.
Wow.
And even the folding bit, I promise you, is so much easier than you'd imagine. I'll stand the other one up as well, just so you can see that wasn't a fluke. You can recreate these as many times as you want to.
That is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Do you know what? I'm going to say it absolutely on behalf of myself, but I'm going to say it for so many of you, to you, Jamie, but also if anyone at Creative Expressions are watching, thank you so much for coming to us at Crafters TV, because in this show alone, in the last 15 minutes, I've taken 2 completely new ideas I never would have thought of with the pixies, and now that idea as well. So many of you are absolutely loving everything that you've been doing. Christine Mahoney is saying, just bought the whole set earlier on and all the nesting dies. Jamie blew me away this morning, so I've had to have it so bad. We've got Gilmore. You were saying you were paying attention now that Jamie is on. We've got Marsha saying, Marsha on YouTube, she's saying, I missed the paper that Jamie was using to do your background. What was
so
it
that
again?
is just copier paper.
Just
that
copier
is,
paper.
To be honest with you, you can buy it in any supermarket, any stationers. You just want a ream of copier paper. The supermarkets even do their own sort of value brand, whatever you can get hold of. You'd expect it to be about £4 UK for about
Something
500
like that, isn't it?
sheets.
Yeah.
It's really not expensive stuff. And what we're going to do with it, it doesn't need to be. It will still take it. It will still stand up to it.
Fabulous, thanks for that one. So, as Jamie says, copier paper, some call it printer paper, photocopier paper, that sort of thing, but absolutely you can get them inexpensively as well. Couple of quick, actually, I'll just ask this one right now. Marsha on YouTube is, you're also asking, can you tell me if Jamie is going to be bringing the elephants to CTV, please? Don't know at the moment, but I'm going to ask Jamie.
The elephant.
The elephant.
I reckon that Marsha might have seen our paper cuts elephants, which have only just come out.
Gotcha.
So I'll be honest with you, that's way above my pay grade.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But I'd like to think so, because they are lovely. And I think your audience would really love them, so I hope so.
Really.
I know that Gwen's here next week, I believe. Yeah, and she's not bringing them, but I don't even know if I'm allowed to tell you that, but I'll get in trouble now. But she's here next week, and she has got some lovely stuff to bring with her. So we are slowly sort of gate crashing a bit.
You gate crash all you want. I'm just even beyond excited now. Here with you today, Jamie, and you've just said Gwen's in next week.
Yeah, don't keep repeating it. I might not have been allowed to tell you. I could get in all sorts of trouble.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. Just a couple more. We've got so many saying still amazed by these. I could watch Jamie all day. I haven't, Katie on YouTube, I haven't bought for a little while, but I am so totally sold on these. Lynn is saying another beautiful card, Jamie. Jamie, that's just some of what everyone's been saying about your ideas
very
today.
kind. I would say I'll come back and answer you all later and say thank you personally, but I'm useless with technology, so that's a lie. I would probably spend the next week trying to find you all. I'm useless. But thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you.
Thank you, Jamie. Right, let's have a look at some of these items that Jamie was using, because as I said at the start, I didn't want to interrupt him with all of the info of the product. So now's your opportunity to get your hands on them. So this one that Jamie was just using a moment ago, this is the Jamie Rodgers Teabag Fold-In. This is the full collection. You've got the 8 dies, 7 stamps, you've got the 64 sheets of that top quality 120 GSM papers, £111.49 or £169.99. Platinum price comes down to $89.19 or $135.99. I would suggest if you are relatively new to us, or you're only here watching because of Jamie, that happens. We have other friends that come across here at Crafters TV. Some of you just watch to see them. Join our club. It's free to join, and you get 20% off your first order, which means you're $89.19 or $135.99. Right, now that we've done that main collection, let's have a look at what Jamie was using. And used a selection of different elements. So what I'm going to do is bring in Jamie's super cool boards. We've got George of the joystick. He's away to then just line up, and then he's going to zoom in here. Now what I'm showing you here, you get all 6 within this collection. So this is the Pixie Sparkles. You can buy them individually, but if you go for this full collection here, you're going to get an extra 10% saving. So today's price being $22.95 or $35.10, which is a cracking price as it is. But if you are platinum, or this might be your first purchase with us at Crafters TV, you'll be £18.36 or $28.08. So what we're going to do is we're going to start, now that George has beautifully panned along, we can now go and have a look at them individually here. So these ones are all the Pixie Sparkles that Jamie was using earlier on. Starting off with the Into the Blues. So as beautiful as that is as a standalone, if I then start to tip them back, look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous within the Into the Blues. Then you might want to also go for, if you are just cherry picking a couple, you might want to go for the Gilded Plum here. Then instantly you've got that plum colour there, but as soon as I start to tip back, you've got that gold. Now this is what I was saying earlier on. To me, it's like tiny little speckles of gold. Gilded Flakes, which works well with the name Gilded Plum here. But all 6 of these, as I said earlier on, I'll say it again, I've never seen a collection that's been so named absolutely perfectly than these Pixie Sparkles here, that absolutely are exactly as the titles are. So that's your Gilded Plum. Then we're going to go into the Sunburst here. So you've got your beautiful, the yellows with the oranges, but as soon as I start to tilt them, but look at that. Isn't that absolutely phenomenal? So a sheer big background, maybe emboss with it. Maybe then you come along, do your die cuts with it. It could be the stamens of your flowers if you wanted it to be. Could be your flowers if you wanted it to be. You can do all these different things, following on from what Jamie showed you throughout today, and then you can then add your own creative flair to it if you want. So that's a sunburst. If you go for the full collection, you will also get the sunset glow. Now this one is Georgina's favourite. So you've got that mix of colours, that cotton candy, that candy floss sort of appeal to it. But as soon as I tilt it back, you've got, look at that. Isn't that fab? You're getting that sort of like that lilac hit within the sparkles there. Absolutely beautiful as well. Do you know what it reminds me of? Remember, well, I'm not sure if you guys stateside have it. You know the dessert, Angel Delight? You know when you sprinkle the hundreds of thousands on and the colour starts to seep?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Completely.
That's exactly what it reminds me of. But it's my favourite here because I do love my minced materials of duck egg blues. I know I never shut up about it, but in case you didn't know, maybe watch Peppermint Twist. It's absolutely phenomenal. So if I then start to tilt that one back, look at that. Isn't that cool? Absolutely awesome. And as Jamie, as you were saying earlier on, sometimes it could differ, like the intensity or that, depending on how much of that you put on.
Yeah, depending on how much product you put on, how much water you put on, the background colour of card you put them on.
Yeah.
You know, the options are there. You've got so many variations and bits you can do with them. You can also, and this is different bits we can do shaving foam techniques with them to make backgrounds. We can use them and mix them with water to turn them into our own like sparkly paints.
Yeah.
We can mix them in with texture paste, we can sprinkle them over stencils. Honestly, we often say there's 40 different techniques we can do with our Pixie family of products.
Incredible.
And I think that's probably an underestimation now. If these are something you'd like to know more about, there is an hour-long video on the Creative Expressions YouTube channel.
Oh, brilliant.
Where I introduce you to all of the techniques I've just been talking about and a few more as well. Because obviously we've got a bit more time there to sort of go through all of them.
Yeah, so anything like that, I would presume YouTube, just Creative Expressions.
Yeah, just literally search Creative Expressions on YouTube. There are hundreds of videos, but yeah, you'll also find quite a few of me on them, especially with the Cosmic Shimmer products, and especially those that will hopefully help you out.
Fab, so actually do that. You know, many of you already subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to Creative Expressions as well. And then last but not least, what we can then be doing is have a look at our final one here, Heavenly Hues, within this one here. So this is the final one within that 6-pack collection, although it might just be an individual one that you want to go for if you are cherry picking. But that one there is, I mean, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That one being the Heavenly Hues. So that is your Pixie Sparkles. What we want to do is really keen to get back to Jamie to see what he's going to be doing next. So the air misters, what we'll do is we'll come back and have a look at them just shortly. They are on the website, Shop the Day, not Shop the Show. I just think it's key, and I know you guys like me, you would rather see what Jamie's away to do, and we can go over the air misters just shortly. So Jamie, I'm going to have another look at the comments as well, because there's still more coming in, and I'll let you get started.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to do next. If you would like to grab a pen and paper, I will give you the measurements for it, and I'll break away and do something else and come back to it. But we are going to make a collapsible tube card. Now, the idea here is that we can literally fold it down flat, so we can post it if we want to, but when your recipient receives it, they can pop it up, and it will actually stand on its own to give you a 3D element. It also helps sort of frame off all of the pieces that we're going to be working with. So while we wait for you to get your pen and paper, if you do wish to take down your sizes, and I know that you can go back and watch this on YouTube, but I talk as somebody, again, who is useless with technology. So if I can buy you time and give you a warning for anyone who's like me, I thought you might appreciate it. So in the meantime, we're going to talk slightly about how we cut out our stamped images. So I've gone ahead already and I've stamped these out, and I'm going to show you the dies. So obviously with our square ones or our octagons or even our pointy petals, we have nice edges that we can butt the dies up to. Okay. And each one of them stamps itself a little frame. So when you come to putting the die in place, you can see exactly where it's going to be, because it's going to fit within your frame. So you can take that in place, send it through your machine, and you're going to have the perfect die cut. When it comes to circles, obviously, this is a little bit scarier because we need our lines that are on here for our folding to match up with our pattern. And with a circle, there is no corner to match to. So what we've done here is we've added little squares going around the edge of the framed circle, and we've had little notches going around the edge of the die. And all we need to do is line the two up together. It doesn't matter where, there's no right or wrong here. Any notch will fit to any little square, and we're going to pop that together.
Okay,
we're going to pop a piece of tape in place to hold it. We'll do that on both sides. We'll send this through the machine just so you can see that even the circles cut effortlessly every single time. And also what's worth noticing is I've used our paper pad for this one. Okay. So this is one of the sheets out of the Tranquil Shades paper pads, and I've just stamped on it with some purple ink so it all matches in regarding our tones. That's going to be important when we come to using our floral papers in the background for the rest of the project. So that's now gone through and is already cut for us. And once again, our score lines, you might see them better on the reverse, are put in place ready for us to fold. So that is all educated, ready to go. If we turn that over, we can see you've got your stamped image and it's perfectly up to the line as is, isn't it? Needed. I'm going to try and take this out. I tend to rip them with my masking tape. I've run out of my proper nice low tack one and I'm onto some heavy duty stuff that I'm not convinced I should be using, but we're going to try. I can show you on these ones actually. If you look, once it's gone through, you've got your perfect shape left as well. Yeah. So depending on the shapes you're using, you might not want the circles and the little blocks, but some of them can be quite nice frames to pop different bits inside of, offer scrapbooking and bits like that as well. So everything, I try to make it that everything you use still has another purpose. So now we've done that bit, let's go back to our measurements. So to make the actual tube for our card, we need a piece of card which is 10 inches by 6 inches. And you're going to score this at 1 inch, 2 inch, 4, 6, 8 and 9. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 9. Okay. Now if any of you are used to making tubes for your cards, you would normally divide your measurements into 5 and then wrap them round and make your tube just like so, working on 2-inch blocks. Now all I wanted to do with my one is I wanted the panel to appear from in the middle of the tube instead of being stuck either to the front or the back of the tube. I want it to actually appear from the centre of it. Right. Hence why the different measurements. So on our edge parts here, we've divided them two ends that would normally overlap into 2 equal half points. So we can tuck that part in and we can tuck that part in. We're then going to use some glue and we're going to bring in the panel which is going to hold all our decorations. Now this is 7 inches by 6 inches. Now when we go back to this panel, we know that the 6-inch part is relative to the height and we're going to lose a little bit going into the side of it. So it's down to you how wide you want your panel to be. You could do different heights if you wanted to. You could also make different size tubes and stack them. The endless options to sort of creating tubes is literally endless, to be honest. So we're going to add some glue onto there and we're going to pop our panel in place. We're then going to wrap this other half round and we're going to pop some glue onto this end part and we're going to tuck this one again onto the inside of our tube. So we've literally popped them two pieces in the middle and created our very own collapsible box. So when it comes to posting, we can fold it down, flatten it out, and then when they receive it, they can pop it back up and rebuild it into the square. Now, if you prefer, you can add another one to this side so that it's got even more structure and body to it. Or as I mentioned, you can start nesting these and doing them so you've got different sized panels coming out of them. Because even if these were glued together, they would still collapse down together and you could still post them if you wish to. So it would all still be flat. So it's just a different option for you.
So many people grateful for you actually just taking that time, Jamie, just to go over the measurements and the sizes and stuff like that. So thank you.
Well, it's nice to give you the idea that you can rebuild them if you want to. We're then going to bring in some layers of our card, or our paper, I should say. So we have the purples, we have our patterned papers, and we're just going to go round and fit these to all aspects of our little construction, including our box. So we now have them on both sides, front and back and sides, and it's all coordinating, which is one of the bits I really love about them. We're then going to bring in another one of our frames, so very much like the last one, but just the next size down, or a few sizes down, because of their nesting dies, and we've got all of those circles in multiple sizes, we've got all of them cut corner squares in multiple sizes, we can use different sizes for different projects. So we're going to bring that one in, and we're going to pop that one down. I've then already gone ahead and I've stamped my little thanks, and I'm going to pop that on there, and again that's layered with the same dark purple which is in my underneath layers.
Okay.
I quite like, if I can, to introduce colours in at least 3 places for a project. So this is sort of my second place. We're then going to bring in our already pre-cut and pre-folded pieces. So exactly the same fold as I did last time, so I'm not going to run through it again for you because I just did it. So again, in half and then just fold it into the middle. And this time I'm going to use a piece of card and some wet glue, just so you can see, in case you're worried that you don't have your self-adhesive sheets to hand, that you can still build them up just with wet glue. So we're going to pop our pieces on. That might be a bit big actually. Let's just trim a bit off that one to save me battling to try and hide it. And we'll bring in our next set and carry on working round. So again, we're up to 3. These ones are a bit small for my fingers to get in and hold them, and you see it, sorry.
It's nice that earlier on you showed us how you could use the double-sided adhesive sheets, and then now, you know, you're also showing how you could use, you know, you've got your glue, our tacky glue, or that instead if you wanted to.
Yeah, whatever glue you like to use, or glue guns, or tapes, or red liner tapes, or whatever you wish to just hold these in place is absolutely fine. Although they're quite well folded, they don't tend to fight back too much, as in like against wet glues, which is quite nice for you to see too. It's not something you've got to sort of try and clamp down in place to hold on to. They will sit and settle quite nicely.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Sometimes something that's dimensional, if it's got that pop factor, it wants to pop up or pop out. Sometimes if you're using a wet glue, as much as sometimes we'll say something like that, a wet glue tends to be really good. But yeah, I see what you mean now. Sometimes it can just pop off, can't
Although
it?
we've pushed these into the centre and they're in sort of a triangle, they're not trying to pop back out from where they come from, which is quite nice. We're going to add in a little pearl in the centre, and then we can pop this onto our card. And then just to finish this one off, I've already gone ahead and I've taken another one of my cut corner squares from Sue Wilson, and I've stamped one of our sentiments on here that comes with the sets of dies, or stamps, sorry. I'm going to pop that on the reverse. And that will just finish that off. So it brings together your stamps, your dies, and your paper pads.
That is just absolutely, I was engrossed in the whole lot there. You know, I wasn't being quiet just to be polite. I was being quiet because I was just, like you, absolutely engrossed in it. Pammy saying now, wow, that's cool. Diane saying that's such a clever card. Anne saying so pretty. So many people all saying exactly the same as I was thinking while watching that. So yeah, as Georgina just says, come on, Craig, you've got work to do as well. I know, it's got loads. We've got loads. So what we're going to do is I'm very, very quickly going to go through Sue Wilson's dies. I'm going to do them relatively quickly because I want to go back to Jamie to get one last demo as well. So you'll have seen Jamie using some of Sue's dies pretty much throughout a lot of demonstrations here. This one being the cut corner square. So you'll be able to see all the details on your screen where you've got your cut corner square, you've got your 8 dies, $27.50 or $27.50, £22 platinum or $22 platinum. So you've got the 8 dies, so mats and layers, nesting, frames, apertures, you've got all of that option, and you've got all of the little not quite pinprick, a little bit bigger perforation lines all the way around. So that one there being your noble cut corner. I'll just show you one example for now. So you've got that one doing the tea bag folding that Jamie's been showing you, but using one of the layers that we can see there. So that one's the noble cut corner squares. You might want to go for the double stitched octagon. So within this one here, this is a play on the eyes there, so bear with, we'll move that just in a second, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun within that one there. That's the noble double-stitched octagon craft die, 18 dies in total, $35.99 or $35.99. Platinum comes down to $28.79 or $28.79. Then let's have a look at our circles. So this one being our double pierced circles. So this one has got all of the super cute, minute little pin drop detail all the way round. So this being the Noble double pierced circle craft die with 10 dies in total, £43.50 or $43.50. Platinum price comes down to $34.80 or $34.80. Gives you an idea as to what you could be doing. Die cut circle within a larger die cut circle, but show you this one as well. So this is actually one that Jamie said earlier on, it was a bit of a happy accident, but then look at that, how effective they are. They don't have to be exactly layered in the middle there, but that one being your Noble double pierced circle dies. And then last but by no means least, this one is the decorative squared octagons. Now with this one, these all cut into your card. So as Jamie was saying earlier on, to cut them out of your card, get your double stitched octagon. These ones are going to complement this one just perfectly. If you just want to do shapes to cut into the card, of course you could use them on their own, but to actually die cut them out, would absolutely recommend that you get these ones as well, so that you can do that. This one here being the Noble Decorative Squared Octagon craft dies there, 17 dies in total, $27.50 or $27.50, or £22 platinum or $22 platinum. And then this one that I've asked Georgina if we could then just highlight. This is what Jamie's been using within one of his demonstrations within that last one, or certainly towards the start here. This is the Woodware Easy Mist spray bottle. Now I myself have been a huge Woodware fan for many years here. $9.99 or $15, $27.90. 27? Where's 27 coming from? Haven't got a clue. $7.99 here in the UK, or $12 for you guys stateside here. This is substantial. This is going to be enabling you to do the techniques that Jamie showed you earlier on. Think of our Spectrum Noir Little Misters on a grander scale. You know the quality of their air misters when it comes to creative expressions. That's going to be no different with the pump feature within that one there. So that's a really must have. I don't often say you must get something. I would highly recommend that if there was ever a must, that's certainly one for your crafting room or crafting area, that's for sure. Right, that's the main ones that we've gone over. Really keen, selfishly, to see another demo from Jamie, but I know you guys are as well. So I'll have another look at the comments, Jamie, and show us what you're away to do next.
Okay, I thought what I'd do just quickly is show you some of the bits we've been doing today, which
Absolutely.
are drying. So I've got this bit from earlier. You might remember we did this in the earlier show where we was using our airless misters over stamped items. That's how that one's dried out. Then if I go on to our more heavy Pixie Sparkles panel, so this one is now pretty dry and ready for us to work with. I love how dark and intense this is, and all that sparkle that's on the top there. Such a lovely, beautiful wine colour scheme going on in that one. Then if we carry on, this was just our Into the Blues, used onto a piece of card. This is our coconut white card. That's pretty dry now and ready to work with. If we carry on, this is one of our black pieces of card that I believe we did in the first show today. So again, I'm seeing sort of skies or NASA and rockets and moons and all that sort of bit going on there. Or we can go on to this one, which again is onto our white card. A few mixed colours going on in that one. Again, you've got that high intense shimmer. And then lastly, we have the one that we did on acetate, which was done earlier today. So if I lift this one up, and I'm going to try and find something light to put under this so you can see, this has gone quite beautiful actually. We've got some really lovely yellow tones coming through in that and some pinks. And again, although I'm holding white under it, if we bring in something like some mirror card and pop under that, that's going to shine and give you some really lovely colours. So I think silver would possibly look nicer actually than our gold, so that we sort of set off them undertone colours as well. But yes, so that's some of the ones that we did earlier, and I'm sure you can go back and see how they were done if you'd like to see.
Right, Jamie, very quickly, because 3 times Georgina has said, right, show the airless misters, and 3 times I've got that excited that I've thrown back to you, so you could show us something. So let's do this now very quickly. If you want to get your hands on the airless misters, these ones are all individual. Now, if you want to go for them all, you'll have to pop them all into your basket, but the prices I'm giving you are all individual. £5.50 or $8.99 platinum. even for individually, that's a phenomenal price of £4.40 or $7.19. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off here with our purple spell. There's no... It's silly me even trying to explain them. The best person is yourself, Jamie. What's the best way to explain these?
That's no problem at all. So the first 4 colours are a dye-based powder in an ink, in a water form, so they become a mister basically.
Okay.
So when we mist them out, you're going to get a really fine mist going over them. The last colour, which is that icy pink, that's the one which is going to also have in there some mica, so it's going to give you some shimmer as well. Due to the airless mister design bottle, there's no clogging with them. They're just going to be able to give you an ultra fine mist. You can even use them upside down.
Fab, thank you for that one, Jamie. So that one, first option being the purple spell. Then you might also want to go in with our icy pink. You might then want to go for our next one coming up, which is French lilac, or as you guys stateside say, lilac. I love the way you say pastel as well, pastel. But that one being the French lilac there. Then you might want to go for the Bermuda Bay, which is an absolute beaut of a blue, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Then you might also want to go for the green galore. Then up to that way. Right. Right. So what's just confused me is they've also got the names on the back, Georgina, but then they've changed them all. Right, there we go. That's fine. So if we go back to this one, icy pink, which was at the end until Georgina changed them about and didn't tell me, you little monkey, yeah. That one is kind of like that bit of sparkly one when it comes to that one there. Note to self, Georgina, don't mess with Jamie's boards. Right, Jamie, across to you.
Okay, this is the one that we're going to do next. And this is showing you a slightly different fold to anything that I've shown you yet today. It's a really easy one to do, so you don't have to worry about that, but it's really good fun as well. It gives you a bit of a different dimension to them. So we're going to start off and we're going to do our background. Now, this is going to be very similar to the first demo we did.
Okay.
I think that's important to recap it and show you a slightly different colour scheme. So once again, we have a piece of just ordinary copier paper. That one that we're going to get in the big packets, really nice and inexpensively. We're going to mist over the front of it with some water, we're going to flip it over, and we're going to mist on the reverse of it with some water to get it to settle down again. We're then going to bring in our airless misters, and this time we're going to start off with Bermuda Bay, and we're going to go across this nice and evenly and fully to get a nice base colour and tone
look
to
at
work
that.
with. Now, isn't that just gorgeous enough
Yep.
on its own? If you wanted to leave that as is, you certainly could. We'll then bring in some green galore, and we're going to just add that in a few pops going around the areas. And then we're going to start putting on our pixie sparkles over the top. So we're going to go for some Into the Blues, which is going to give us some shimmer.
Okay.
And we'll tap a bit of that going across the top there. We'll activate this one with water in a second as well, just to make sure it's all intensified and working. And then we're going to add on some peppermint twist to the mix as well.
Okay. I just love this idea. As I was saying in the last demo, Jamie, I never would have thought to put the pixie sparkles over the top.
It just works, doesn't it?
It?
It gives you more depth, more dimension, and more wow to your projects. So again, we're just going to let that all set, and you'll start to see the sparkle appearing, hopefully, if we can get that into the right camera. So hopefully here you can see all your mica starting to set off, and your colours starting to firework out. Now, if I pop that to one side, and I will show you a piece here that's already been done. So this is our copier paper, which has already been covered and dried and left to set. And you can see them colours have sort of merged together, but we've still got that shimmer and sparkle.
Okay.
We would also do one of the sheets on cards. This one's a bit thicker, to give you an idea. And you can see lots of colours going on in this one, and you've got lots of mica covering over that one as well. Lots of shimmer, especially up in this lovely corner here. We're going to bring in our base card, and we're going to bring in some glue, and we're going to pop that down into the background. So again, just some cosmic shimmer glue.
Okay.
We're going to pop that onto the card. Now, I've gone for silver although my panel has quite a bit of gold in it, I know a lot of people don't like mixing silver and gold.
No, they don't, do they?
But I actually quite like that. I think it can look quite nice. We're then going to bring on a panel which I've scored, so I have a bit of a thing for this. Sometimes I want a background panel and I don't want it to be too heavy, but I want it to have a bit of a pattern to it. So I often pop a sheet of card onto my scoreboard and just score on every available groove. Whether that is a 1/2 centimetre or 1/2 inch, I don't mind, but it just gives you like a ribbed papered background. So it's got some detail, but not too much. Then on top of that, we're going to bring in our frame. So our frame this time is using the cut corner squares, and then in the middle of it, we've gone for the octagon this time. And again, it goes back to that conversation we had earlier, mixing and matching our two different sets of dies. Now I can see that in my kit, my pearls decided to migrate a little bit, so I'll pop that one back up there. It's gone on a little holiday south of the border, so I'll pop that back up there, and then we can talk about the medallion to go in the middle. So we're going to go back to one I've already cut, again out of our lovely pixied and airless misted background, already scored and ready to go. And this time we are going to fold it in half, going across it, and we're going to flatten that down using our score tool or our bone folder. We're going to open it up and we're going to do exactly the same, going in the opposite direction, so that we have put our cross in place. So don't forget, all of these work in the same theory. So your first cross is the place to be. We're going to go back to our compass once again, and we're going to bring the north and the east back together, and we're going to bring the south and the west. Yeah, I got confused there. I was trying to think one step ahead, and that never works with me. We're going to pop them into the inside, and we're going to fold that down with our bone folder once again. Now, just like all of the other folds we've been doing, we're going to bring this part up and we're going to fold that into the centre. And we're going to do exactly the same on the other side, same as we've done for the last few. So hopefully by now you're seeing just how easy this is. It's not at all complicated, is it? And then we're going to use our bone folder to go across those two bits. Now this is where it gets fun. This time, instead of leaving it where it is, we're going to do a little extra move. We're going to take these top bits and we're going to fold them down into the centre.
Okay.
So we're going to fold one down that side, we're going to take the next one from this side, and we're going to fold that one down again. So that they match up, so they're still in the same place. And then from here, we're going to bring them up, and we're going to open that little triangle that we've just formed. So we're going to open that up at the top here, and we're going to push it down back on itself. And when we do that, that will create a cube to sit at the top of our panel.
Yeah.
So we can fold that one down. We're going to do exactly the same this side. So we're going to lift it back into the air, we're going to open it out, and we're going to push down on it. And that again will create a cube to that side. And that is the fold that we're going to be doing for these ones. So how easy is that?
So
and if you wanted
easy.
to add a little gem onto these, that could look really nice as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to bring in our pieces, and we're going to start building our medallion. So we've got another sticky panel here, so we're going to pop our first one on, and then we're just going to work around, building our 4 to create our base level.
Do you know what I've noticed as well, Jamie, when you've been creating all of these ones, when you've been doing them with the papers that you've inked? Now, I know obviously you've been using a photocopier paper, printer paper, which is really, really thin in GSM. But even then, when you've been inking on top with the Air Misters or even the Pixie Sparkles, you're still able to fold and burnish the paper with ease. You know how sometimes it can go quite tough and quite strong, and it can be a nuisance to fold and burnish. When watching you, you've not had any issues like that whatsoever.
No, I think a lot of it is down to the fact that the dies have done the scoring for you. I know I keep saying the term educating the paper, but I genuinely believe it. It's put the lines in place so that the minute you come to actually building that and forming it, it's happy to go where you need it to be. One thing I would also give you a little top tip with, if you find, because obviously our Pixie Sparkle, our mica on here, this can come off. If we start getting a bit manhandly with it, it may start to part with it, especially if we are on paper. The best thing to do is take some cheap hairspray and just go over the top of it. And just varnish the top of your paper. That will stop any of the mica coming off. So if you do at any point find that you're finding it sort of coming away on your hands or anything you're working with, that will keep it in place.
And is that just inexpensive?
the cheapest you can get.
Yeah.
Literally, like in our supermarkets, I think it's about 75p a can.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could use the deer stuff, but you really don't have to.
No,
so
you don't.
why?
It's a bit like your, the actual name's just gone out of my head. You know, the powders, you would use your watermark and go over the powders. Not embossing powders, like your, Debbie, what am I trying to think?
Perfect pearls?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
same
You know,
idea. Yeah,
those
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
ones you would tend to go
Yeah,
over
or
with a
years back, and I'm talking a long time ago, we used to have decorators' chalks. They used to come in a little palette, and you'd apply them with like a makeup
Yes.
brush. You used to exactly the same with those. That just a quick fix of hairspray would set them in place. And then we'll add a pearl into the middle of that one. Oh, I'm just missing a step here. Me getting carried away with my hairspray. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a silver circle, which again has been cut with our nesting dies that we've got from Sue Wilson. I've gone ahead and I've stamped one of our designs from the circle set onto a piece of paper, and I've used a smaller circle die to actually trim that out so that we have the perfect embellishment which is going to match in and go on top of our card. And that can then pop onto here. And then if you wish to add a little gem on the inside of that or a little pearl, you can do. This one's showing you a bit more of a darker sort of teal scheme than our original, so I'll stand both up just so you can see the two different colourways.
Absolutely out of this world.
Thank you.
Love
Thank
that.
you very much.
Love that. Do you know something as well? Is even if I was demonstrating on the other side, I would have the luxury of being able to sit to the side or outside and watch Jamie while he's doing it. But actually to be here, and I know I'm fortunate because I can see straight across or all the monitors as well, I have had an absolute, selfishly I'm going to say, I've had an absolute blast as well. Everyone with the comments as well, absolutely loving what you've done, certainly with that one. So many mesmerised. There's lots of wows, there's lots of oh my gods, there's lots of, Kathy was saying, wow, here goes another order. So quite a few of you have been going in for extra orders and that. That was just absolutely phenomenal, Jamie. Thank you so much
You're more
for
than
coming
welcome.
along today.
Thank you for having me here, because it's been a true pleasure. It always is, but it's been a true pleasure, so thank you.
Yeah, well,
Thanks
the
for all your lovely
pleasure
comments.
is all ours as well. So yes, thank you so much. And if you do want to get your hands on them, let's go over them again briefly before we see Debbie again. She's going to be popping up. That is a Jamie Rodgers Teabag fold-in full collection. So you're going to be getting your 8 dies, 27 stamps and 64 sheets of your top quality 120 GSM papers, pattern and your core colours. 111.49 or 169.99. Platinum price $89.19 or $135.99. Head across to the website and shop the day, not shop the show. That's where everything's going to be that you'll have seen from the two Debbies earlier on today, myself and Debbie earlier, myself and Debbie as well as Jamie today as well. So while you're across on the website, I would urge you absolutely to check out your baskets as soon as you can, but we'll give you a little bit of a break so that you can do that. Maybe you want to top up your cup of tea like we're away to do, and you can have a look at the sort of fun things that we really can't call it work. It's meant to be, but it's not. You'll see from this.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
There you go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over something really exciting as well, but really keen within this show to keep up to date with your comments. We've got Jane on YouTube. Well, really all these ones are just referring to Jamie. Totally mesmerised. Katie saying incredible. Lynn Harvey on Facebook saying absolutely gorgeous. The colours are stunning. Sharon is saying I am so impressed. Looks fairly easy to do but effective and stunning. It absolutely is. This is stunning. Gorgeous card, Jamie. Beautiful cards. Stunning. Jamie is like this every time. He absolutely is. What he brings to us and what he does is, well, we're just so lucky, as I've said throughout the show. Right, maybe you're just joining us. Most of you will have joined us from the start of the show, but let's reintroduce the woman who I absolutely adore, would do anything for. It is, of course, Debby Robinson's back with me. Hey, Debbie.
Nice and relaxed.
Nice and refreshed.
I've had my tea now, because I couldn't get tea in between that last show and this one. So I've had my tea, all nice and relaxed, and ready and raring to go again for the second, well, the last leg of our launch party, where we're going to be focusing on some of your fame favourites. And one of my fame favourites are these fabulous, brand new today, the ribbon threading creator card dice. So yes, Craig, I'm all ready and raring. What else have we got though? Because I remember saying at the beginning of this show, you might be showing us something a little bit on the sneaky, peeky side.
Maybe. It's not often I'm on that side of a launch party. I did have to have a little nudge earlier on to say a launch party is all about giving some previews away. That's exactly what we're ready to do. We're actually going to give away 2 previews. Let's have a look at this first one here. This one is the Gemini Character Edge Stamp and Dies. Now it launches on the 7th of April on, funny enough, launch day. We'll have a look and see what you're going to be able to get once it launches on crafterscompanion.co.uk.com.eu. This is the Cute Character Edge Stamp and Dies. Why is it called that? Because you've got the cute characters and the dies to go with them. But Debbie, in some ways, just, you know, go with me on this one. It's got that edgeable factor in the fact of, like an edgeable, you've got the cut line around, but not one along the bottom, which means it can be on the edge of a project.
Yeah, absolutely. And also stamps, because you've got the stamps to be able to create backgrounds as well as having them on the edge. I love these. These are super cute. Look at those.
Super cute.
Love the dog with his nose to the ground.
Exactly, I know, eh? So that one there being positively perfect. Some bunny special. So we've got the bunny rabbits there, of course. Lots of fun that you could be having. Maybe you call someone a little bunny rabbit. Reach for the skies.
Oh.
How cute are these ones?
They're little baby giraffes.
Yeah, so cute. Do you know what I'm thinking as well, Debbie? Spinner characters, penny
Yep.
sliders,
Yep.
start to use them with the stamps on their own. But you do have that die that cuts most of the way round, but then that enables them to then be that edgeable factor. But look at that, the little elephants. And I love the two styles. So you've got a very character. Oh, it's a hippo. That's a hippo and an elephant, isn't it?
It is
It is, I
indeed,
know.
yeah.
Getting my hippos and my elephants all confused.
Oh.
Pride and joy, the lion and the tigers there.
Super cute.
And the thing is, these are absolutely cute. I'm not going to say that they're not because they
Can
are.
I just share something with you?
Course you
This is
can.
the first time I've seen them tonight.
It's the first time I've seen
Is it
them.
you? Is it, who's got the launch on Thursday?
Oh, I'm presenting. Oh, yes. I'm presenting. I think it's Corinne that's got the launch.
Oh, the lucky lady.
Yes.
The lucky lady.
Corinne,
These are
she's got them and I'm presenting, so I'll get to have part of them. But we've got the You Make Me Happy, we've got Nuts About You, and we've got Utterly Amazing. Absolutely fab. In actual fact, as Debbie was saying, first time I've had a proper chance. These are all characters that you guys, I remember, have asked for over the past, few months. You'd love to see otters more. You'd love to see hippos. We've then done that.
That's beautiful.
So you do all your different concepts. Of course, you could do your top folds. Isn't that cute?
That is so lovely. That's showing the Edgeable off to its true potential there, and just how fabulous that looks. It's like they're all sat perched on top of cards.
It is, isn't
I
it?
love that.
Look at that one there as well. Just
I
have
love
some
it,
fun.
yeah. I love that because that's on bottom and top.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Adorable.
It's having fun with them. You can have them whichever way that you want.
Oh my
Sitting
days,
proud.
that I'm going to have to say is one of my firm favourites that I've seen so far. That is beautiful.
I'd agree with you.
baby.
Absolutely agree with you.
Oh,
And
look
the
at
bumblebees.
these are fantastic.
But then look at that one there.
What
How
a-
fun.
Honestly, lots of fun, lots of cuteness. It's cuteness overload.
It
this.
is.
Absolutely beautiful. Oh my days, I absolutely love these. Oh, I can't wait for
I
launch
know,
show.
it's going to be fun. I know in the past we sometimes say it's cute, but it's not overly cute. This is overly cute. Absolutely overly cute. These are fantastic.
Oh,
so many animals that so many of your family members, your friends are going to absolutely love. Look at that.
That is just glorious. Absolutely beautiful. But that's the combination of the dye and the stamps together.
It is.
I've changed my mind. I think that's just beautiful. Again, aren't these gorgeous? Cuteness overload, but that edgeable factor.
Yeah.
Just absolutely adorable. Really, really fabulous. It's going to be a great launch show. What you're going to be involved in, Craig?
I know, absolutely. I might actually have to be at this side and do a little bit of stamping and colouring myself. I don't know if I'll be able to not be able to have a little bit of a play with them as well. But that is your preview. That is your Gemini cute character animal. I'm going to start that one again. That is your Gemini cute character edge stamping dies. I automatically want to say Edgeable, but still an edge. Launches on the 7th of April, and that is, of course, launch day. That's going to be with Corinne. She's going to be demonstrating them, and I'm going to be on this side presenting the show as well, which is going to be a lot of fun. But with this being a launch party, what we did have earlier on was a launch day, and at Debbie's request, and I don't blame her, she's asked if we could feature these ones again within launch party because they were busy. We did have a few gremlins in the system, which meant we had to come off live for a little while. So what Debbie's away to do is show you these ones here. This is the ribbon, thread and die collection, 12 elements in total, £61.99 or of course £71.75, but you are going to be paying £49.59 platinum or of course £57.40 for you guys stateside that are platinum as well. So, rightio Debbie, what we're going to do with these ones?
So I'm going to use the Baroque swirls for this one. Again, we've got swirls in there, we've got lace in there, we've got florals in there, lots of different designs and lots of multifunctional ways that you can use these ribbon threading dies. They are the creator card form, so you've got these two pieces where when you use both together it creates that panel and it cuts out the panel like so. But by removing that panel, that means that you can cut into the cardstock like we did with that box on the Lone Shore show. But yeah, absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to cut out some black cardstock this time. So I've used some matte black cardstock. On your front of your packaging, there is the 3 methods in where you can use them, but use your multiple, well, there's lots of multiple ways that you can use these, different combinations. So we're giving you some ideas where you can take it and take it straight down, or you can go across and down, or just use 2 of the middle panels. Again, it's entirely up to you how you use this and how you're going to thread it. And I think once you've got these designs home, you're going to find lots of different ways that you can do them. So I've taken some, me being ever frugal, some black cardstock, and I'm going to cut out a panel as like so. I'm going to hold both of those down. If you don't feel comfortable doing this method at the same time, then perhaps cut out your decorative element and then place your solid piece over the top. But I'm fairly comfortable with doing both at the same time, as long as I've got it taped down. And I'm going to just run this through our Gemini machine under the normal combination of a thin metal die.
Okay.
And then run this through. Just thinking though, do you know what? You could cut this out in acetate if you use your metal shim. And then you could ribbon thread with acetate. How effective would that look? That would really
be
nice.
good.
What about cutting them out in vellum? Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Cogs are working here overtime, Craig, working overtime. But think of all the different things that you can cut out into and then start to ribbon thread.
Absolutely.
And as Craig's pointed out, these are a fabulous die set. You could use this. Now, if I take this off for a second, Craig, let me give it my little tap.
Yeah.
Just to... Did you hear Jamie earlier said, what about a mucky mess it were at the back of here? And he went, it's not me. And we're like, no, I know it.
Have you seen how Debbie Fisher reacts when she comes in after me?
No.
Oh my gosh. It's not often I'm scared of Debbie Fisher, but let me tell you, that is the cleanest floor after I've been on before Debbie comes on. I'm like there with a broom.
Now, what you said earlier, Craig, absolutely brilliant idea. Use this on your foil press to create a nice foiled image. Also, stencil. So you could take your stencil, use that as a stencil. If you cut it out in acetate, you've got a stencil that's a permanent stencil, or Milo, or whatever it is that you want to cut it out in. Personally, I'd use some heavyweight acetate.
Snap.
Die cut it out and then cut it onto a bigger piece, so that cuts in. So you've got a stencil that then you can wipe clean and use over and over again. So another little great way, and again, showing you how you can get longevity out of your items. Now, I've gone with 2 different coloured ribbons. I've gone with like a very satiny one in like a coppery bronze colour, and then a gold one that's a bit like a grosgrain one, but it's got texture to it. Because I can't singe my ends, like I said earlier, I've actually just popped them onto a little point. So if I just show you there, just to help me a little bit with threading this. But again, lots of different ways that you can use it.
Yeah.
I'm going to use these particular designs in the centre panel to start mine. So I'm going to push that up. Let's thread that through. And Debbie, if you get your eyes working, that might help, girl. Popping this in. I'm shocking, Craig. I found a pair of glasses earlier this morning when I were at home. And I
Really?
thought, well, I'll use them. From a prescription about 2 years ago. Could I hecky thump see through them? I'm like, forget that. And they were gorgeous specs. So I love the frame. So I'm thinking next time I go to those well-known places where you get your eyes tested, that I might take those frames and see if I can get some new lenses in. Now, I'm using this, Craig, and if you can see now, it's only threading through a little piece, but can you see the back of it? The back comes through, so you've got not only the threaded piece, but the back panel as well, which I just think gives a really lovely feature. Now, most of these dies all work alongside about a 6mm ribbon. However, we've mentioned it a few times, and especially in the launch show we mentioned it, didn't we, Craig, where you can use thicker ribbon, you'll get a more ruched effect. That's a good word, isn't it? Ruched. Crumpled. Crinkled. A ruched effect. Look at me. But yeah, absolutely. There's lots, lots of different ways. I didn't mean to roll my R's there, I do apologise. But yeah, a ruched effect. But absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to pull that down a little bit because I'm quite happy with where I've gone. So what I'm just going to do is pull that in. And again, I'm just going to use, tape for me. Our tape runners are super, super strong. Pop that on. and then let's snip the end off. And again, just take your scissors and snip away. So you've got a really nice, neat
Simple,
finish.
yeah.
Repeat the same on the other side as well. So let's go in there with a bit of tape again. Take my ribbon, pull that nice and taut, and then we'll snip again. Let's see if I can use my small
Love the
scissors.
colour choices.
You want my lovely?
Love the colour choices there.
Thank you very much. They are lovely, the gold ribbons and copper ribbons. So the next one I'm going to go in with, can you see this? So if I just section this off, let me see if I can section that off with my hands. There's another section there, lovely pattern that we're going to use now. And I've gone with a thinner ribbon for this one because it is a slightly smaller one. I'm going to go in with my thinner ribbon. But again, I'm using these grids here. You can see the little areas where you're going to use this to thread your ribbon. But of course, because it sits behind the back panel as well, it creates a really lovely dimension with your ribbon threading. I love these dies. I've been banging on about them all day. How lucky I was to get this launch, because they are absolutely beautiful. And again, I get so excited with new launches. I don't know about anybody else.
I still get that excited feeling.
Oh my God, when
Yeah.
my parcels come and things like that, and when you find out, I always look for a schedule, see what I'm on. See what I'm on, see what I've got, see what I'm launching.
Yeah.
And I've had some dingers already this year. I know you have, Craig, because we've jokingly had jokes about some of the things that we've been launching. But I get like a kid at Christmas.
And it's funny because, you know, we're all like that. I would probably say myself and Debbie, we are mostly like that to each other, where, you know, I'll see her that and go, how did you manage to bag that launch? Or she'll come in and go, you got those two good ones in a row, didn't you? So, you know, it's that you already know the love between us anyway. But yeah, it's that we'll have the fun with each other, isn't it? And then every now and again, see, well, you got that launch. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I will look at that. I got that. The one I wanted was the butterfly one. The vintage butterfly. I was desperate for it. I went into office begging, pleading, and everything else. And I were a bit similar, I'm not going to lie, about this one as well, because I absolutely love anything to do with ribbon. But I love the designs, and I love Create a Card. Me and you both, Craig, we've both said this.
Yes.
Said this with Debbie this morning. I'm a massive fan of Create a Card dies.
I am.
Because of that versatility. It's a bit like the Edgeable, the versatility that they offer you in being able to cut in, cut out, put panels. But you can see that coming together. And look how, I'll just bring that up a little bit close so you can see. Although it's been threaded through, the backdrop of that ribbon also creates a lovely dimension. And depending on the colour ribbons you've got, dig out your ribbons, go and have a look around what you've got in your stash. Because you're going to be able to really get creative. What about using different multicolours in each one? What about in this centre one, having a completely different colour, and then maybe a different colour on this one, or a different colour, and then go back to that lovely gold and that lovely copper, and having a different one running through there. There's so many different ways that you can use these. They are absolutely, honestly, brilliant dies and a lot of fun. So let's go back in.
The other reason that I would love them, because I've got them, very lucky to get them, because I'll have some shows coming up with them, but I've not tried them yet. And you know this, Debbie, I love, because I've always said it, you at home know it, I always love big background dies.
Yes.
These could be used as a simple big background die. Mats and layers with your colours. You don't need to do ribbon threading. You don't need to do paper piecing. You don't need to ink through them. You don't need to use them on the foil press. If you just want to use them as a big background with the sentiment in the middle or something, you absolutely can do. These ribbon threading dies actually doesn't do it justice, does it, Debbie, the amount that you could do?
And do you know what, Craig? It's a great point to make, because I want you to think about when you get, I want you to think about with any of the dies that we do here, what it can offer you as a crafter. I've said this many a time, and I know I say it a lot, but I do genuinely mean it. I've got a little bit craft savvy as I've gone on in years, shall we say. Because when I first started crafting, I wanted everything and anything and bought it without thinking, would I use it? Whereas now I am a little bit more of a cautious crafter, and if it can do more than one thing, and let me just tell you, these are just absolutely fabulous for that reason. They can do so much more than just the ribbon threading. Of course, they've been designed to work with ribbon, and look how beautiful this is looking. I'll carry on and do one more, just because I think I might run out of my ribbon because they've been a bit too heavy-handed with my ribbon there. However, I'm not going to worry because I have got a panel. But yeah, perfect for your ribbon threading, but also think about it. As a savvy crafter, how else you could use these?
Yeah.
Stencils, background pieces, maybe just cut out the decorative element in different coloured papers. What about doing some of those pixie powders, pixie sparkles that our lovely Jamie's just shown us, and potentially using those and cutting these out without using any ribbon? I mean, just look how fabulous they will look. So as a canny little crafter that we all are, Craig, now, and I know you're the same as me, if it does more than one thing, I want it, I'm going to have it, because it's just offering me so much versatility as well as creativity. And that's what I love about these dies.
Do you know,
they're exactly that.
The other thing, I'm going speaking from the heart here, is me and all of us here on the team, me and Debbie talk about a lot, you know, we are so lucky and grateful that we get so many of these products because we have shows on them. You know, I know not everyone can get everything as much as you want.
No.
So what we like to try and do is we will try and explain to you, justify in some ways maybe for you as to why you need them, and we'll try and give you as many ideas as we possibly can, either demonstrating or verbally, so that you can be like, right, as Debbie's just said there, 3 reasons, 4 reasons, 5 reasons. So then if it is going to be a considered purchase, then between us all on the team, we've given you so many ideas for you to be like, do you know what, I'm going to treat myself, let's go for it, and let's try them.
Yeah, honestly, absolutely, and I'm genuinely, that's what I love. I love here at Crafters TV the education we can offer you. Once you've bought them, you've got education at your fingertips, not just once.
Nope.
We've got how many tutorials do we have?
Gosh,
do we
could you imagine?
Every single show we do, stores, it's there on YouTube, it's there on Crafters TV, and that's what I love about this place. The education we offer you, the support we offer you, the community that we have as well. We've got a fabulous community of online crafters, some that join us on some of the shows as well.
Absolutely.
I'm wondering who's going to get the craft along on this one.
Oh.
I know, we'll be looking at that schedule
it'll be
next,
you,
won't we?
It'll be you. You've launched them. You'll have the craft
Really?
along.
Well, is that what happens? Is that shit? Oh, I didn't know that.
Am I away to drop another clanger lie that I'm going to get my backside put tomorrow? I believe going forward, whoever launches a product is doing the craft along.
Well, I didn't know that.
Take any holidays or things like that. Yeah.
Well, that's exciting to know. That would explain with the vintage butterflies when I launched. I also got the craft along. That would explain a few things. Yes, not going to get too excited there, what producer Georgina just said in my ear, but I am a little bit excited, I hope that's true. Future launch coming up soon, and maybe give you a sneaky peek. Now take a look, colour combination, black and gold.
Look
copper.
at that.
How beautiful does that look? With, like I said, with the drop, so it threads through, but with the backdrop, it absolutely looks beautiful. So what I'm just going to do is I'm away to stick this all together, Craig. So I'm going to bring in, I'm going to test your paper knowledge now, Craig. Recognise the papers?
Oh, that was from one of the Year of Crafts 8x8.
Yeah, I knew you'd get it. And honestly, I told you, producer Georgina, he is an amazing knowledge when it comes to papers and things like that. He's absolutely incredible. I don't know how he does it. It just amazes me every single time. He really, really does.
I don't think it was the last Year of Crafts. It might be the second last or maybe the third last. Believe it or not, I think it came, you know, with the seasonal one that came with the Christmas papers and that in it. I want to say that one.
Well, I'm going to say, Craig, you are a fountain of knowledge, especially when it comes to our paper pads. Amazing. So this one now, all I've done there, Craig, is just to give it a little bit of frame again, because I've got a bit of, you know, the white in the background. It just lifts it a little bit again. So I've popped that onto there, because I'm going to sit this on a little bit of a fold back card. So for this one, I've actually measured, I'll give you the measurements. It's 9.5 by 6.5, and I've scored it at 3.25 and 5.5 to create this fold back. Slightly different fold back to what we would normally do, but again, a little bit of an illusion there, and I quite like sometimes doing a different fold back. I don't know about yourself, Craig, but literally now, all I'm going to do is sit my panels. I've already measured and done these. I'm with you on this one, Craig, quarter of an inch increment, more or less. 9 times out of 10, that's what I will do. Maybe if I want to frame it a little bit more, I might go to half an inch.
Absolutely.
But just honestly, you'll know what kind of styles of cards you want to create. We've got the lovely ribbon thread in there that we're going to add to this. But again, all I'm going to do is just pop my panels onto the front. So now it gives that lovely fold back a little bit more dimension just by adding that on. So again, it's producer Georgina scouring.
Georgina is... so the one on the right-hand side is in box 4, Happy Holidays.
That one.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm sure they're both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same one.
Um,
And then I'm going to stick that like so. Now, the reason I've done it here, so can you see how I'm measuring
Yeah.
that into the centre? So when I'm going to turn it over that way so that I know exactly where to put my
Good
glue.
idea.
Just a little top tip there in case, because I know sometimes, and I've done it, although to be fair, really, it's not going to make too much of a difference with this one because the pattern looks the same on either side. But
True.
it just gives me a little bit of an indication where I can frame that and sit it into the centre without putting the glue all the way across. But then it gives me that lovely central panel there, like so. And then, you know, I've changed my sentiments up, Craig. Another one that I sit at the side of me. Some of the others on there that I use the thank you and with love in that one as well.
See your ribbon threading that you've done?
Yep.
What I absolutely adore about that white cardstock you've put underneath, you get the little shimmers of the white cardstock peeping
Yes.
through the ribbon. It's like, you know, as if you've coloured in a stamped image and you've gone over with your white gel pen.
Yep.
That's what it looks like. That
It
is
just gives it a
such
little
good
lift.
way.
It just makes it,
Yeah.
it frames it a little bit. And because I've used our white multi-purpose,
Multi-purpose
thank you,
cardstock.
multi-purpose cardstock. I will get it right. Because I've used that, by the way, I've just used a different coloured ribbon that kind of went in with the theme here. But yeah, it's just, you know, I just think it frames it. And if I just hold that there for a second, by using that multi-purpose cardstock
That's
with
it.
the black and with that beautiful browns, and I've gone with the browns because I felt it went really well with the gold. It just brings it all together, which is why I sometimes look at a colour. If I'd have put that on black, it would have been a bit too much, which is why I've lifted it with the white. But there you go, Craig.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
How beautiful, elegant, sophisticated, absolutely stunning. In case you wonder how me and Debbie have been having a laugh and a joke, if you see this cardstock on the website, white multi-purpose cardstock, this was originally the white smooth stamping card, but as you know by now, we all in the team use it for so many reasons. So what we've done is we've renamed it multi-purpose cardstock. So it's exactly the same as the white smooth stamping card, we've just renamed it to make it more appropriate. So just so you know, and just perfect, thank you Georgina. We've got it on the screen as well. The details on the screen, white multi-purpose card, 3-pack collection, 180 sheets. It actually works out that you buy 2 packs and you're getting an extra one for free. So you get 3. $19.98 or $29.98, $15, £15.98 or $23.98. Just want to pick you up on that in case you see it on the website. It is what was known as our white smooth stamping card, but it's now called our multi-purpose cardstock because we use it for a multitude of purposes. Right, let's go back quickly into our ribbon threading dies that Debbie's just been using a moment ago that launched today on Crafters TV, and we've got the 6 for you to, I was about to say choose from. You can choose from them, but the main deal, it's just coming up on your screen in a moment or two, is the ribbon threading dies. Here we go, 12 elements. I'm telling you what, I could not do the gallery's job, that's for sure. You know, absolutely awesome what these guys do. Is everything that they're doing with the cameras and angles and zoom in and try to catch up with us. Anyway, so yeah, we've got 6 in the collection here. So we've got our elaborate lace, diagonal lace. We've then got pretty florals. We have also got Baroque swirls. We have also got bold florals, and we've also got charming lace as well. Christy on Facebook saying, could you use paper strips with these dies? Absolutely you can do. Anything that you want to be ribbon threading, you can absolutely do that if you want to. If you've done the copier paper technique that Jamie was showing you, cut strips, weave them through, perfect. $61.99 or $71.75. Right, demo of the show. So we have got Let's do Debbie's first, and Jamie's still in the building, so Georgina's away to run after him and get his make so we can do them as well.
He's bagged him. I've
Is
heard
it
a
a bit-
whistling down corridor. But let's start with number 1, where we did the animals with attitude.
Attitude.
And I love these two gorgeous giraffes. They are so cheeky. Absolutely love them. So that's number 1. Number 2 was our Grande Edge'able. So that's number 2. Let me just push that down there a little bit so you can see there. Number 2.
Fabulous.
Number 3 was our Homebody Nitwit Collection with that lovely gate. So that's number 3.
Gorgeous.
And then lastly, number 4, one of the beautiful ribbon threading dies, number 4. There you go. Now then,
Absolutely
are we
fab.
holding fort? Are we waiting for
I know.
Jamie?
Ooh, we're
Because I
gonna
think she's
find
ruffling
out.
through his back. She's got them. She's got them.
She's got,
So
just come and handle it. Oh no, she's not wanting to. She's like, no. It's like Tracy. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, or 4 that Debbie just showed you there. And I know that one was, I think that one was number 5 from Jamie. So we've got number 5. There we go. And then we've got, I don't want to confuse it. Let's just stick with number 5.
yeah, just do it that way.
Number 6.
Gorgeous.
And then number 7.
Shall we do a recap?
Yeah.
Quick
Let's
recap?
do it, yeah.
Yep. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 4. Craig.
Here we go. 5, 6, and 7.
Wow,
choice
a lot
is
to
yours.
choose
Lots,
from.
isn't there?
Beauty's there, some absolute beauty. I'm glad I don't have to choose.
No, me
let me tell
too.
you. I'm glad I
Me
don't
too.
have to choose.
Although I'd always choose yours, Debbie, so, but don't tell Jamie that. Do you want another treat?
Oh, yes, please.
Would
I
you
love
like-
a good treat.
I'll have a good treat as well. Well, we'll do another preview. Who wants a new Nature Garden collection?
Me.
Me too. This is all about Nature Garden's Hummingbird collection. Launches on the 13th of April on launch day.
We're going to start with these papers, Craig. Going to start with these papers. Me and
Beautifully.
Georgina, and I bet you're the same. Oh my God, these are the best papers we have ever done at Crafters Companion. Oh my God.
If you don't feel the same when you see them now or when you get them home, look at that. Isn't that absolutely fantastic?
Oh, delightful. And they're all double-sided,
All
Craig.
double-sided, so you're going to have a design on one, you're going to have a colour, even like a distressed colour, marble coloured, mottled colour on the back that's going to complement. Look at this one.
Oh, God.
It's got a sort of magical tone to it as well within this
honestly,
collection.
It's just divine. I didn't think we could get any better
I
with our
didn't.
papers.
I
but
didn't.
I swear on my life, these are the most beautiful papers we have ever done. This is absolutely glorious. I am so... Can I just share you with a little secret?
Please do.
It's me doing launch. I'm so excited. I really am. And I genuinely...
Oh my God.
Yes, you as well.
I'm
Is that gonna
presenting.
be?
Oh my gosh, that's
honestly,
amazing.
The buzz that we're going to have, I am already excited, and this is a week away, but honest to goodness, the hum around the building.
It's going to be a humdinger, that's for sure.
Absolutely humdinger. I wish I'd have thought of that one. I love that, love that.
Look at that. Do you know something? And I am not jealous in the slightest that I'm not on that side. At least I'm on this side and I get to do the show with Debbie. You've got the 12 by 12s. Look at these vellums.
Oh.
Look at these vellums here.
The vellums are to literally die for.
Look at that.
They are glorious. Wait till you see the quality of the vellum. It is
I know.
absolutely. Do you know what? I'm going to find out who's designed this because we're going to give them a huge shout
Got
out.
to.
Because these are just absolutely sensational. This is just the papers.
Just
the
the papers.
vellums.
papers. We've got 6x6 as well, which is just scaled down from the 12x12. They match exactly the same. They've not been cut up to then go down to 6x6. They are, of course, scaled down. We've got our pearlescent cards. This is the colour tone that's going to run throughout. The blues, the mints, the evergreens, the pinks as well as the purples. That is your consumable elements. I'm telling you right now, 13th of April, you need to buy extras of the paper pads and cardstocks. You need to. Don't often tell you need to do something. You need to get extras of these. I will be as well. I know Debbie will. But this is then all of your additional fun elements, your dies, your accessories within. The textured lace.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Look at this one, Craig. Look at this. I nearly wept when I saw this one. It is stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous. It's creator card, but look at that liftable element with the wing.
Wing
oh
pop
my
out
days.
as well.
In flight, taking flight. Absolutely beautiful. Look at
Look at
stamps.
that.
The stamps and dies.
Stamp and dies. Beautiful. Attention to detail. But even just doing a shadow with that die in the background, absolutely glorious. Oh, look at this one. Botanical wreath. I've never seen a wreath like that before.
That is absolutely stunning. This collection is not going to hang around.
No,
a
it's
lot.
not.
I'm telling you, it's absolutely stunning. Look at the embossing folder.
I'm going to say, I'm going to exclude Sarah's signature. What I'm going to say is Nature Garden Collection. I think this is the one that's going to sell out the fastest.
Yeah, it's
I
absolutely
absolutely
beautiful.
do.
Every single element, Craig.
If you don't get them on launch day or round about launch day, if we do get them back in stock, you're going to be waiting a while.
Yeah.
So this is definitely one I would urge you to seriously consider.
Look at those, Craig. I mean, I can see that being used time and time again outside of the collection as well.
100%.
Absolutely stunning. Just stunning.
100%. But then look at these ones with the big tags that you've got here as well. You've got the dies there beautifully together. Start to bring in your flower form and foam. You know, absolutely fantastic. Already the comments I've just got. So got Rachel saying social are going crazy. Big capital letters from the hummingbirds. You're sending your comments in. I don't even have time to read them all. Just know that you guys are so excited about this one here. So I tell you what, if you've thought that is phenomenal to see, wait until you see what Debbie's got.
I am beyond it. I can't tell you. I'm levels of the vintage butterflies and things like that. I am so excited to be getting this one. This is absolutely beautiful. Take a look at these. The design team have absolutely worked their magic with this collection. This is that beautiful wreath, but take a look. Two different looks, completely different looks. How beautiful and elegant are these. Taking that gorgeous die, that Edgeable die on there. What about, I mean, this is just absolutely beautiful. With those florals, he embossed and then the water techniques inside. Look how gorgeous that is, combined with the beautiful papers. Oh, honestly, Craig, this is super exciting to be involved in this launch. I am blessed. I'm telling you, blessed. I feel very fortunate in getting to do what I do. But honest to God, look at that 3D embossing folder. It's out of this world. I love this collection. Take a look at this one as well, Craig. A lovely one. From the papers, from the dies to those beautiful elements. Honestly, I agree with you on this one, Craig. I think this is going to be one of the fastest selling Nature's Gardens collections we've ever done. And I can guarantee we are definitely pinching this one from our lovely Leanne. I predict a riot with those papers and vellums. They are not going to hang around. And I can promise you, once you get hold of this collection, oh dearie me, honest to God, it's absolutely stunning. Sorry, I've got more, but I'm going to save some. Normally we do a sneaky peek just before a launch, and we were all insistent, no, we need to show you what's coming up next week. Yeah. We need to whet your appetite. We need to get you all excited, as excited we are. Can't believe Craig's face when he realised he represented it. Just amazing. I've known for a little while that I've got this one, so I was really excited. And let me tell you, when you get that collection up, it will not disappoint. You are going to absolutely love it. You're going to absolutely have to tune in on next Wednesday, the 13th of April, for the launch day at 2 p.m. UK time. And
you know, and I'm going to say it as well. Sometimes see new launches and we think, oh, that's kind of like Craig's sort of products that he likes to use. That sort of jams. This is absolutely Debbie's sort of collection. So this is why, to me, there'd be no one better to actually be launching the actual collection. And I'm just beyond excited that I get to be here and do the presenting side. So yes, as Debbie said, that's next Wednesday on the 13th of April. Right, we're just about out of time. We need to do the demo of the show.
Oh gosh,
we haven't.
We've done the demo it, Dave.
We have. Unfortunately, this time it's not Debbie.
Oh, Jamie.
But it is number 5 from Jamie. Was it the teal I said, was it?
It is beautiful. It's the colours. The teals are just stunning. So, Craig, I've got my 2 from previous today. Shall we go a very quick one?
Rachel, I am so sorry.
Sorry, social. We are really sorry, but you need to get voting very quickly. Number 1.
Yes.
Number 2. Or number 3. Sorry. 1, 2, or
3 from this one here. You've literally got probably not even a minute when it comes to the demo of the day. So Rachel keeps an eye out from them ones here. Sorry, Rachel. Let's have a quick look at the Animals of Attitude here. This has been the full collection that launched last Friday with myself and Corinne, but this is the Crafter's Companion Animals with Attitude. This is a stamp collection where you've got 30? No, you've not. 68 elements in total within this one here. Everything I'm going to be showing you, $29.94 or $41.70. Your R Platinum price coming down to $23.95 or $33.36. You have got your Great Minds Drink Alike with the panda. We've also then got our Zebra, which is Simply Wild, About You. We've got the Reach for the Sky, which is the zebra. No, it's not. It's a giraffe. Get your animals right, Craig. Yeah, I'm having a giraffe. You'd think so. We've got Huge Birthday Wishes with the elephant. We've got Sloth Mode on with the sloth. We've also got the Camel Kisses and Wishes with the camel. We've also got the I'll Stand By You with our flamingo. Yeah, Flamin' Gilla. Then we've got, Flamin' Flingo. Mingo, whatever.
Oh, Craig, you're such a drama llama.
And that's exactly what you're getting within that one there.
I love
Everything there. Guys, you loved the launch day on Friday. You've loved what Debbie was showing you earlier on. And I tell you what, before we just get this last result coming in before the end of the show, let's see what you could be doing with them, Debbie.
Oh, such fun stamps. Absolutely amazing. I'm so pleased we were able to some stock.
Me too.
Say it quietly. So we got them back. But take a look. Gift boxes, cards, fun elements, diorama cards, theatre cards, whatever style you want to use. They're so good. They're such good fun. They are definitely Animals with Attitude. Love the dabbing panda bear. It's absolutely so good fun. It really is. Honestly, Craig, I've had a blast today. I don't know about you.
I have
really enjoyed today, from starting off with our gorgeous Debbie earlier in the morning to you, and can I just say what a fabulous job you have done, because literally, and it's just so lovely to work together.
It is.
We don't often get to do this, so it's a really lovely, refreshing change. Sorry, Ben. It's been absolutely lovely, and I'm here to do it all over again tomorrow, but with someone else over on the other side.
Thank you, Debbie. I need someone so awesome to bounce off of. And that's exactly you. Couldn't do it without you as well. Right, I don't know why I keep saying Rachel. I knew it was Susie on the social, but 2 incredible helpers, that's for sure. Susie on the social. The demo of the day goes to number 3.
Hey!
It goes to Jamie today.
Do you know what? He's worked so incredibly hard.
Has.
I don't think anyone's realised how hard he's worked today. So it's absolutely a pleasure to lose to our gorgeous Jamie, because he's been incredibly brilliant today, and we can't wait to have him back.
And me neither. It's going to be great. Rightio, that's us for today. As Debbie said, she's going to be back tomorrow. We're just going to do it all over again. I'm not in tomorrow, but I will be here all day Thursday on this side once again, myself and Corinne. And then, guess who I've got for Cartload? It's the boss herself.
No.
She's going to be in as well, so that's going to be myself on Thursday. Have a lovely day. I will be dotting about on social media. I know, as if. Take care. Enjoy your day tomorrow, and I will see you. Debbie will see you tomorrow, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.